TikTok, Weiner. TikTok, Weiner. TikTok, always looking at me, no TikTok, looking nice. TikTok, looks like you got a bad case of the big dog. It's the big dog Weiner. It's what you are, you're just a big dog Weiner. It ain't no big dog car. But big dog Weiner and your girlfriend, she's a slide. Big dog Weiner, now she likes it work in the bar. Like all this shit's happening, you know, like all this fucking band things that I can't do. Bring it back!
Don't touch me, I'm hot.
Don't touch me, I'm hot.
The shirt was made with children's tears.
It's a good shirt.
Yeah, it makes children cry too. You give children tears with that shit.
Dude, this is my fucking middle-aged fat guy deal with it shirt.
You think you're at middle age right now? Oh, we should save this shit for... We should save that shit.
We're going.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
He'll go through it.
I don't think we can use any of that we just did.
No,
but,
hell no. Fuck no.
So the first thing that popped in my head was installing cable and having to go into people's houses and like seeing hoarders and all of those shenanigans. You guys want to talk about that?
We could talk about that. We could talk about that all day fucking long. I'll give fucking Godfather here of cable.
Godfather.
The goddamn limelight here, and then I'll take over.
I had the worst of the worlds. I had a 600-pound man that couldn't move, had a fucking skillet on his couch, a microwave, and a toaster oven sitting there on a table next to his shit. And he was a hoarder. Because he couldn't clean. He was fat as fuck. I had to do an alarm install. Walk in there. Smelled like rotting flesh. It was... Oh, my God, dude. And he had roommates. Well, the roommates were just as bad. I walk into one of the rooms, and you can see where the one guy slept, or whatever it was, a guy or girl, I don't know, slept there. And then right around, there's feces.
Human?
Animal feces on his bed.
Yeah, you got to specify, dude.
Yeah, animal feces on the bed. So he got his little cutout of where he slept, and then animal feces scattered all over the bed.
Some shit.
It was gross, dude. That was one of the worst ones.
He just slept in the same spot on the bed and let all the animals crap around him.
Yeah, they don't fucking move. Like the show Hoarders kind of, or not Hoarders, or My 9,000-Pound Life or whatever.
600-pound life or
where
whatever.
they can't get out of where they're at. I mean, we've seen that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's what he's talking about. I wasn't there, but you see this shit. You're like,
well, and you don't even get to recognize it's going to happen until you have to go inside, right?
Yeah. Dude, I've been to houses where it looks like waterfalls in the front yard and shit. Super nice big houses, and you go in and it's fucking just covered in shit.
Shit. Yeah.
But the outside, you know.
I've been to a place like a duplex in Southeast where it's like I come up, knock on the door. We have these little booty covers that you put over your boots so you don't drag shit into their place. And generally you're like, I'll make the call once I get there. So the door's open. Hey, what's up? Comcast, Bob, or whatever. We're going to do the install. And I look down and I see dog shit, everything. And so I'm going to put those booties on just so I don't get whatever's in there on me.
Exactly.
But for whatever reason, I'm just like, whatever. I walk in and they're like, can you please, don't you have those covers for your boots? Can you put that on, please? And I'm just like, for what?
You have shit everywhere.
Sure. No fucking problem. Boom, boom, they're on. And it's just going into other people's houses.
Yeah,
suck.
Dude. People talk about it. Like, I have a lot of friends that are in customer service businesses. When you go into somebody's house, it's an entire different world of customer service. Like, you're in their element. They're not afraid to fuck with you. When I used to smoke cigarettes, I fucking went to this house, and I'm over in the corner doing my thing, and this little boy's running around, comes over. What the fuck?
Get your fucking finger in my face.
And he goes, Mom, it stinks over here. It smells like something burning. And I'm like, fuck. And she was like, no, you're smelling things, whatever. No, it doesn't smell over here. It smells over here. And she's standing right next to me. And it was embarrassing.
Oh,
super embarrassing.
Fargher stunk.
I stunk from smoking.
Dude, we have a buddy that did cable in the Dalles, like he was a contractor in the Dalles before I even came down and started cable. Mm-hmm. And he's told me a story that him and the guy that he was training was in the west side of the Dalles at like Foley Lakes or something, doing an install. And he's outside doing something. The other guy's inside. He goes into the fucking trailer and the parents or whatever, wherever they're at. And there's the kid that's in the room that he's putting the cable box at. And he has his mom's dildo out. And it's like playing with it. And he's like hooking up stuff. He turns around. He's like, hey, he's like a 3-year-old. He's like, dude, maybe you should put that down. And then the kid starts fucking putting it to his face. Dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, so he goes and gets the parents like, maybe you should go take care of what your kid's doing in there because it's something that shouldn't be happening. That's not uncommon.
No.
So he told me that. And I'm just like, yeah. And that's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see all kinds of sex toys. The funniest thing is when you go to a stoner's house and they have their bong behind the TV, and you're just like, that's right where I need to go. It's not a good hiding spot. And then you leave and you come back and it's gone.
Yeah. Like, oh God, shit! I should have moved that. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I was at a job when a car got stolen. The dude's ex-girlfriend stole this car out of their driveway.
While you were inside?
While I was inside. So
what?
I was inside doing the install, and the guy, I don't know how old he was. He had 2 kids, but he lived with his parents. And there's a crack pipe sitting on his fucking nightstand. Just a real piece of work.
How do you know what a crack pipe is, Fargher?
Yeah, how do you know?
I don't know. How do I know, guys? And I go, I'm outside. I'm outside, and this chick's like, okay, I'm gonna just take the car, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. She takes off down the street. The old lady comes running out. Did she take the car? And I was like, yeah. Oh, that was my son's ex-girlfriend. She stole the car. He even flattened the tires so she couldn't take it. So she jacked the car right in front of me with flat tires.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, and I was training, we're in like Southeast, there's 2 stories with him. We're in Southeast Hawthorne and whatever, and like some apartment complex. And we're in there doing an install. We walk in, dude, and there's this god fucking horrible smell coming from the hallway. I don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. We go outside, and there's not a coroner, or what do they call the people that pick up the dead? Coroner outside. It's like a hazmat unit, and they're all like suited up and everything. And they're like walking in when we're coming out, and I could just smell this smell. Like some smell you've never fucking smelled before. It's like, it's death.
Someone died in the apartment, and then they needed you to come install cable?
No, it was in another apartment, but we're installing in like
they were probably
3 doors down.
Days.
Like the band 3 doors down. We're down there installing the cable. And so we're in and out, and then Dustin's like, dude, do you smell that? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's death. And I'm like, okay, I need to get my units. I got two fucking 2 to 4s. Let's just go. So we go back in, and I don't see him physically taking anybody out there, but he talks to somebody that's in the hall, and they're like, yeah, somebody like killed themselves like a week before, and nobody claimed them, and they were in the apartment down from where we were installing, and they were there to clean while we were there to give somebody 25 megabytes of download. You know, wow, yeah, like it's wild. It's cool.
Well, how many times?
It's crazy.
How many times did you guys show up somewhere and open the door and you're like, no, not doing it, but you still had to do it?
Every other job.
Yeah. Unless
not every other, but a lot.
Unless like you had to install cable, an outlet, and you couldn't get to it, then you could reschedule it. But there's not really. I mean, you got to do it.
Since we're on cable, I'm going to tell one more story, and this is true. I've told you about. I don't know if you were my soup at this time or if it was Murphy, but on like 113th and Pal, I went to a place. It was my first job of the day, like 8 to 10, and it was at this house. I pull up, and this chick's sitting outside on the curb, just sitting there, smoking a cigarette. So I pull up, and I'm like logging into my job, and I'm like, oh. So I get out, and she comes right up to me. That's what she said. She goes, she's like, you gotta be quiet. You gotta be quiet. I'm like, well, my name's Cody with Comcast, and I'm here to give you, shh, okay, I know what you're doing. I'm like, all right. So we walk in, it's like this 2-level house. So we walk in the back, and she keeps telling me, we gotta be quiet, we gotta be quiet. I'm like, all right, I get it, fuck. So we walk in the back, we're coming, there's cameras everywhere. There's like 1, 2, we go around another corner, there's another one, and I'm just like, that's weird. We go into her room, and then I walk in, then she slams the door, and she stands in front of it. And I'm like, okay.
What?
And I'm like, so, internet? Yeah, I have my meter. So I find the outlet. Okay, you guys, and I'm thinking, okay, if she has signal, we're giving her service. If not, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah.
Cool, signal's good. I'll be back. She walks with me. I go into my truck. I call my wife. Hey, I'm at this address, blah, 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 blah. Some shit's going down. I don't know what's happening. It's like a Saturday. I was like, if you don't hear from me in like 15, 20 minutes, just fucking call the cops.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. She's waking up, whatever. So I get the equipment. She does the same thing. Same fucking story as we're coming in. So finally, and I also grabbed this big buck knife that I still have on the job that I do now. And I have it in my back pocket. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I'm going to fillet a steak. No, I'm going to hopefully stab somebody in the face. So the story's not going to be that long. But we go back in. And I hook up everything. And she's just like sitting there all like so timid, like scared. And I'm just like, look, what's going on? She's like, just, can we do this? And I'm like, all right. So activate services, start explaining, and I hear coming down the stairwell. And I'm like, fuck. All right, I'm done. I go to grab the door. No. I'm like, grab my knife, open that motherfucker, open the door. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm fucking stabbing. And I don't see anything. I head out, boom, 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 call day of job, close the job, fucking out of there. But she was probably like a sex slave or like some prostitute that was kept in that room and told, nobody comes here for you. I'm not there to be your friend. I'm there to do a goddamn job, you know? But that's the $30 I got paid for that job.
What about the time you left the people a surprise in the toilet that wouldn't flush?
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to open the window.
You dying?
It's hot as fuck.
It is
I'm
hot.
dying.
He's looking at our fat asses. Going,
I need
Jesus.
a sweat rag.
I need a fuck rag. Yeah, tell him that one. That was a good one.
I don't remember it.
It was like out in the middle of nowhere, and no, I'll start it, and you got to finish it. You know this one. You were there to do the cutover, and I showed up and shit in their toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you about that. How many times?
Trump deuce.
How many times you were in somebody else's place? And you're like,
you gotta go?
Can I use your bathroom? And you just go in to destroy.
I never deuced it.
I'm in the attic. That's where all their lines go, and I'm configuring it. And he texts me. He sends me on my phone him, hey, man. He's in the goddamn bathroom shit. And I'm like, did you ask? What the fuck?
I never shit at a person's house.
He never would. I have. I've asked, though. I'm like, hey, I got to use the restroom. No. Is that okay? Dude, I got to go.
You didn't ask at the trailer?
What are you going to do?
Oh, at the trailer, then tell him. If you know so much about this trailer story, then fucking let the World Wide Web know. Let all 15 people know what the hell happened.
Was I training? No. I was done training you.
Yeah. I was done training.
I was on a job, and we had to do a cutover.
No shit.
Which is when, if you go to a house and there's no line to it, you lay it on the ground, and then a team comes in and they put it underground, and then you have to go back and hook it all up. So I'm doing that. And these people had a trailer on their property, and their kids lived in the trailer, and they lived in the house while I was working on the trailer. Pando comes over. I don't know why he showed up, but he came over.
Is it like in Vancouver or something?
Something like that. And he's like,
Ridgefield.
Dude, I'm gonna go in there. And I gotta take a shit. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. And I was like, okay. So he goes in there, and he comes back out, and he's like, dude, it won't flush. There's no water.
No water in the
water to the house.
No water going to this, because it's a module home that's for like maybe the mother-in-law that's like separated from the fucking
They
home.
probably won't notice. It's all right.
Dude,
well,
he goes out and he got the modems coming in a bag, and he went and grabbed the
they're
bag.
called dories, and there's these bags.
And he fucking used the bag to scoop the shit out of the toilet and take it with him, but he didn't get it all. And I had to stay there and do the job. And the people come over to check on us. And they go inside. I'm like, fuck, please don't go in the bathroom. Please don't go in the bathroom on here. Well, the motherfucker I forgot something there or something. I had to go back to the job again that same day. I forgot a tool or something happened where I had to
He
go
called
back
me
over.
like, I got to go back there. And I'm like, I'm not logged in.
You motherfucker.
But what, did they say anything?
They didn't say anything.
Nah. They didn't know my skid marks. It could have been Uncle fucking Jim Bob's skid marks. Who knows, dude?
Dude, that's hilarious.
I dropped the deuce. I had to go. And I've dropped deuces in fucking multiple jobs that I've had. But if there's a toilet there, I'm going to do in the toilet.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just got to make it happen. Like, we have that friend of ours who drives the TriMet bus.
Oh, yeah.
And
He shit in a garbage can.
he pulled over at a 7-Eleven, right? And he had to run inside.
Well, there's multiple stories.
Yeah, he was
told.
on the Max. He drives the Max now. He drives the train.
Uh-huh.
And he told me he had a shit and he fucking shit in the garbage can next to him. Because you
Yeah.
can't just get up and walk
No,
off the train.
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? The train's going and you're just like, oh, God. How cool is that, though? The train's fucking going down. You're like, okay, this is a straight stretch for the next 2 miles. We're going, oh, yeah. Grab that thing.
Dude, he asked me, he wanted me to
So
work
bitch.
with him. And that's one of the reasons why I would not go work for TriMet is because I have to have access to taking a shit. Whether it be
Fargher's
driving-
prerequisite for driving fucking TriMet buses, if you could like press a button, the fucking bottom goes boom and he could just shit.
Yeah, dude.
While he's driving. Oh yeah, Farg knocking
That's a
it
good
up.
idea.
Yeah, you drop a Farg's like, that is
Dude.
a great idea.
Well, yeah, when
I'll
you're
patent that.
when you're on the route like that, you don't have any time.
No.
I mean, the bus is one thing, but on the Max, what are you going to do? You can't get off and go anywhere.
Exactly.
Shit in the garbage.
Well, they have stopped like at the orange line that goes out to Milwaukee where I live. Like it stops for a while, and I've seen the conductors get out. And I think there's like a little bathroom for them, like where you pay your ticket and stuff. So they might get a, that's their break.
Oh, yeah.
I think because I mean, fuck, that's pretty inhumane to like not let them shit ever.
Is that at every stop though, or is it
No,
just at the end?
I doubt it. I don't know. I've seen them do it. I mean, I've been at the Orange, like going to a show or something, and watched them get off, and I just assumed I'm like watching them. Like, what are they doing? And I assumed they're like going the secret compartment shit fucking thing where they're just like going there and they're just shitting. And that's just my theory. I imagine.
We can ask our buddy.
Hey, friend, that we're not going to mention you. You should let us know,
Yeah, we should ask him.
or just keep shitting in fucking
It's one of those things like
bags on the train.
it's only a bad
Is this
thing
apple juice?
at the last moment. Like, what are you gonna do when it's happening? It's
When it's go
happening.
time.
Yeah,
Or diapers.
When it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diapers, I guess.
Dude, I'm going to go back to a cable story real quick. It's a funny one.
Hurry up.
A buddy of ours, he got in a wreck. And if you have to take a piss test. So he comes, I was a supervisor, he comes and hits me up. He's like, dude, I got in a wreck. Can you pee for me? And I was like, sure. He brings me a condom. He brings me a lubricated condom. And
Why does that matter?
This Fargher shoved up his ass.
I'll tell you this. Just listen. So he gives me the condom, and I go and I ask people if I can use their bathroom. And I go in there and I piss in the condom. And I couldn't tie it because it was lubricated. It kept slipping. So I'm in the
A little
bathroom.
problem with it.
Dude, I was in there for fucking... Oh, man. It felt like days. But I'm sitting there and in my mind, I'm like, oh, they're going to think I'm taking a shit. I'm just here trying to tie this condom. I finally get it tied, take it out to him. He puts it in his boxers or something. And our supervisor at that time... Oh, no, I wasn't his supervisor. But our supervisor at the time had to drive him to take the piss test. And it started leaking down his leg while he was driving there.
Your pee?
My pee started leaking down his leg.
So he started licking it.
So he ended up passing the piss test, but
Hey, good job.
yeah.
Good job.
It was fucking
That
hilarious.
used to be a thing. I remember that. People doing that all. We had a friend who over at King's Garden, he had to get somebody to pee for him, and
Oh, yeah.
he carried it in under his balls, right?
Under his balls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. He couldn't pass, obviously. I mean, just for smoking weed. No big deal. It's not like he was fucking shooting anything or doing anything bad. We were all just kids. And I took him to go get the UA done, and I had to pee for him because I could pee clean because I'm a clean guy and I don't do drugs. I don't barely drink alcohol. Tonight is an exception. But I was like, okay, so I peed for him. And then he put it like in a sock. And on the way there, I turned up the heater on the fucking Betsy Toyota Corolla like hella high. And he threw it on the dash. And I'm like, is that going to fucking work, dude? He's like, oh, yeah. And then when he went in, he threw it to the side of his sack, and then he went in and peed, and it worked. So to get a job at Albertsons at the warehouse.
I was jealous of that job. He was making like $16 an hour or something.
No, he was making like 14.
Like 14, but
Yeah.
we were
Really?
making like
we were making 6. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus,
and he was
that's
still
so much
fucking.
money.
He was still borrowing money from me. By the way, he still owed me $14.27.
Yeah, man.
There was some good times with that. You remember Jimmy's bed? He had like a California King that, that just sat on the ground, but he still had the frame around, like the wooden frame around it, and the big headboard thing. He had like mirrors and shit in it.
He got the master bedroom for some reason.
You know how
Did he pay more?
You know how he got that? We did like pick straws or paper, scissors, rock, or I can't remember what we did when we first got there. And he won it. So he got the master, and we all got jobs, and he didn't. And he was there the least amount of time, but he got to have the fucking bathroom, bedroom, he had bitches in there, and he was just getting it, and I'm like stacked on a bunch of clothes, having sex with underage fucking women, and my goddamn filth of a room, and I'm like, why the hell you get that shit? Because we lost the paper, scissors, rock, 2 out of 3, bitch. I'll fucking win you right now.
Yeah.
Take that over. No, never happened.
Yeah, his room was like a 20 by 20, and yours was like a 6 by 6.
Yeah.
Like
Your
it
room
was-
was so small.
it was like the trailer.
tiny. It was
like
so
the-
gross.
Yeah, like you barely fit a twin mattress in there.
So gross.
It's like the trailer that,
So sick.
That I lived at with our friend. Yeah,
and then I moved in.
I remember.
That was crazy. My dad helped me move, and we show up with my stuff, and they just sat there and smoked weed and made me load everything myself. No one helped me.
It was your stuff.
Yeah, but they're supposed to help me move.
Who gives a fuck? It's your stuff.
He's a cunt. I fucking was at a party.
Who we talking about?
Same guy.
Oh,
Who?
I thought you were talking about your dad.
Uh,
Your dad, dude.
I was like, whoa, dude.
no, when we lived at the trailer.
Speed mark, dog. What the fuck you talking about?
R.I.P. Mike.
R.I.P. Mike, dog. Fucking so for you, but
We were at a party down the street up at the A-frame. And I come home, and I had a lock on my door. It's a sliding door. And the fucker's dangling. My door is dangling from the lock. He ripped the door off the hinges so that he could get to my bong. And just left it dangling there. I was so mad.
You talking about the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah. Well,
also-
didn't something also happen with the toothbrush?
I was just going to tell that one. He shaved. I had an electric shaver. And he didn't know that if you pop the top off, that's how you clean it. All the hair goes in there. So he shaved his fucking pubes with my electric razor and left all the pubes in there.
who are we talking about? I'm like lost.
He's on
here.
Marco Polo with us.
Oh. Okay.
He's a cable guy.
Yeah. Okay.
He
Everybody's a cable guy.
he left the pubes in there. So I took scissors and I chopped my pubes off and I entwined it in his toothbrush. So that he would brush his teeth with my pubic hairs.
You are fucking. That is wrong.
He
bro.
never brushed him. He caught it.
Oh Jesus.
I wish he wouldn't have though, 'cause motherfucker.
Oh fuck.
Well,
You weren't there because you left. You were in Europe. But he drank. He was a absolute. He drank absolute, like a bottle a day, and we had a shelf that ran.
Like
all
he
the way
drank
around.
absolutely every day, or he drank
both.
absolute.
But he kept every bottle.
yeah,
and
we
he-
kept all of them.
And
We
he
put them on the top.
put them on the fucking thing. It was just absolute bottles all the way around the motherfucker.
Fucking. Jesus Christ, we are young and dumb.
It was fun.
He got a tattoo in the living room too.
Doesn't it say?
Insert here, like on his butt.
It's spelt wrong. The tattoo's spelt wrong. What'd he get?
Supposedly it's spelt wrong. You can spell it 2 different ways.
How's
But-
this? What is it?
I can't say because then we'll know.
Fuck.
Do you remember? I think we were up at Gary's house at the farm, and that tattoo friend of his. I remember walking in, and one of our
Oh,
friends.
Splendor.
Huh?
I'm just trying to rhyme his name with things.
Oh yeah. I walked in, and our friend's getting frogs tattooed up his leg.
Yeah.
He get just random spots, like one on the inside of his knee, one on his thigh. I don't even know.
No, go ahead. I just have fun.
But there was no rhyme or reason to it.
Well-
It didn't look like there was. It just looked like he took a sticker.
That's the thing about tattoos is they don't go away.
Yeah.
yeah, you're fucking telling me, bro. I got goddamn tattoos that I have to explain all the fucking time. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm just tired explaining them. Like,
Your
I mean, I
devil's
got
onion ring?
shit. Well, not even that. That's cool. I still like that. I'm 35 fucking years old. Don't regret that. Don't regret Happy Gnome. I don't even regret the fucking bush tattoo on my calf. But like the shit my brother did when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
It's just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I have a friend that has some crazy good art, and I'm looking at his going, maybe I can cover that up. I don't know. But I mean, it's my past too, so it's fun.
Yeah,
I'm getting more.
that's the one thing is like it can remind you of good things.
Yeah.
Or it can make you wish you never did it.
Like the shit you got on your wrist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
But do
I
you
remember-
like what you have?
I don't like any of my tattoos.
But you
I
have
would
it.
get them all taken away.
But it reminds you of stuff.
It reminds me of stuff. But also, if you weren't allowed to get tattoos when you're 18, I wouldn't have got any tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they made you wait until you're like 24.
Yeah, but they let you sign up to go to war when you're 18. So why can't we have a goddamn tattoo?
Yeah,
So
that's the thing.
I mean, I know I've seen a lot of people walking around with tattoos that I know they regret.
Oh fuck.
All of them.
Come on, man. Like, what the fuck is... Okay, I'll say it. What the fuck is with this face tattoo shit that's going on,
I
you know?
know.
All the
Yeah.
mumble rappers and stuff. Like, I respect some of them. Like, I kind of like Post Malone. I get it. I kind of like some of the shit. But, like, the fucking face tattoos, it's like, come on, man. Really? I mean, we regret some of the shit that we have. Can you imagine looking in the mirror in, like, 20 years, if they live that long,
Yeah.
and being like, holy fuck, I got Bud Light on my fucking forehead.
Yeah, even if you get famous and you make a ton of money, you still got to look at that every day.
You still got to live with that.
Yeah.
And most of the people that you're kicking it with, they're like, oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Got another $20,000, bro. I mean, I can stay here, right? That's fuck that. Fuck face tats. Sorry. You guys like face tats? You 15 people watching?
They got cool.
Fuck.
I
They
hate
weren't
mumble
cool,
rap.
and then they got cool.
I hate mumble rapping.
There's
Man.
this guy I knew that had an X. He got all tweaked out in the Dalles, and he got an X tattooed on his fucking below his, I don't know if it's his left or his right. And I respected this guy at one point, but he had a fucking X, and I remember hanging out with him, and he was just all like, blah, 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 and we're drinking. Hey, Bob, give me a beer. And I'm like, I asked him, like, is that X so people know where to fucking hit you? Like when they're pissed off at you, and he's like, sure the fuck yeah, man, we're gonna get some more beer. I'm like, dude, you got an X on your eye, below your eye.
That's the thing. You make that decision one night, and then there's no turn back.
No.
It's done.
No, it's
done.
there.
Yeah.
I was watching just today. I was watching people getting tattoos removed, laser removed, and it's fast. I mean, it would take like
But it hurts.
It would take like
bitch.
18 seconds for him to get rid of that one.
No, but it's all scarred up
dude,
and shit.
You have
doesn't
to
it?
go back for like 6 sessions. I looked into getting these removed.
Really?
Yeah.
And you got to get like, I know it's scars. I've seen the scars.
Some of them are pretty good.
Well, I've seen documentaries with like ex skinheads and stuff that have like Swazis and shit.
Yeah.
And stuff, and they go through it and they get it paid for because it's like they're advocates for anti-racism and shit. But like, can you imagine like the hours of agony that you're just laying there? You got to be really against the cause that you're originally totally for that cause.
Yeah.
to fucking get that shit done.
Well, yeah. One of our friends who has a bunch of tattoos, he I remember him saying that the worst part for him was right here.
Yeah, that's got to be terrible. I thought about that. Like, I thought about it'd be so cool to get a sleeve about a bunch of shit, but you get right there. Like our other friend that we talked about earlier. Like, I remember when he got it done right here, he passed out.
Yeah.
And he's a strong fucking dude. And
Well,
he
his shit
passed
was
out.
solid black.
Yeah.
That's what I was
went-
talking about.
Tribal.
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
he went through somebody that did like eyeliner tattoos, like the same one that Jimmy got the Happy Gnome tattoo in the Dalles, and they did it so solid, and he passed out because he couldn't take it like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
What about on your dick though?
My uncle had a tattoo of a fly on his dick.
No, he did
Swear
not.
to God.
For real?
For real. My Uncle Meanie.
Meanie.
I don't even know his real name.
Meanie dick. Meanie dick
I don't
tattoo.
even know his real
But his
name.
name was Meanie. He had a fly on his dick.
He had a fly on his dick.
Hell yeah. I'm down
Can
with
you
that.
imagine being a tattoo artist and somebody comes in your shop and they're like, unzips,
You do
pops
mosquitoes.
it out. You're like, really?
They're like,
Really?
don't you want a butterfly on your back or something? Like, no, I want a fly on my dick. How about a mosquito?
Can we just think
How
about
a-
this for a little while?
How about a flea? I could just do it. Ding, 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 ding. $200, please. Thank you. Get the fuck out of here.
That would be so awkward.
Especially if his dick stunk.
Yeah.
Like whooping it out.
And his
See,
name
I
was
was
Meanie.
washed. and
I
his name
always
was Meanie.
wondered why he did that. Like,
How do you even
did
know that's a
his-
thing? He told you?
I think my dad told me.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
I
Is
never
this
saw it.
is this real?
As far as my dad's words, it's real. I guess I could ask his daughter.
Why would his fucking
Yeah.
daughter know? Like, for real. For real, Meanie. Your daughter know that
Well-
motherfucker got a dick fucking fly on his dick?
And so, was it on the top? Was it on the bottom?
I don't know.
Just tip.
right on the dickhead, I guess. I don't know. Does that mean you got a stinky dick? Like, why would you get a fly? Like, because flies are attracted to stankness, right?
Why would you
That's what
want
I'm
somebody
saying.
to do that anyway?
Yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy. I've done some crazy shit, but fuck. I mean, I pierced my ball sack before with a fucking nail.
I didn't
But
know that.
God damn. Oh, we'll get into that. Next fucking lesson is don't do it with the nail. I've
You
done
used
it.
to do it. I remember when you got them teasers,
Teasers or tasers?
whatever the shit you got from your mom that zap you. You put on your fucking forehead.
Tens unit.
Tens unit. That was when you lived across from Colonel Wright, and we were prank phone calling people. We called Hawaii. This motherfucker called someone in Hawaii from my phone and was like, I just gotta let you know this, man. Your wife cheated on you with me, and I fucking have AIDS. And I'm just like, you son of a bitch, you're doing that from my phone.
But the cool thing is like, this is so old. We had the landlines, and I had a fucking tap thing. Like, you put it, like, this thing, I don't know where I got it, but you put the tap on the back, and you can, like, plug it into something, and you can hear everything you're saying. So this guy's like, hello? And I'm like, yo, man. He's like, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, Cindy there? Like, I don't know. I was like, Cindy there? He's like, who the fuck's Cindy? I'm like, your wife, man. He's like, why would you ask for my wife? I'm like, well, actually, now that you answered the call, I should probably let you know. She's cheating on you, man. I'm sorry, and I gotta fucking tell you something else. I got AIDS. Have a good life. No,
We called a lot of
we
people.
called him back.
How
Just
old were you
kidding.
guys when you did this?
32,
It was last week.
21,
21, yeah.
22.
We're just trying to figure out things to
You were
do.
still using landlines?
Oh, dude, I
No,
tripped
it's
my
on
brother.
my motherfucking cell phone.
I tripped my brother out real bad when he was a youth pastor and doing the things that he was doing, and his kid was being born, and he was kind of like hanging out with us, and like not. Anyways, he wanted to be out of that lifestyle, and he got all fucked up with us one night, and then he went home and he had this van, this caravan. And I called him. I still have, actually, Jimmy has it on tape, me calling him on that thing. And I was just like, because my brother was like the master of pranks. If pranks were going to happen, Nick was doing it, right? So I called him. And I'm like, hey, man, what's up? Yeah, this is blah, blah. I had this accent going. He's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, man, well, I witnessed you hitting my car the other day with your caravan license plate, blah, blah, when you were leaving address, blah, blah. Like, my address. He's like, what? You don't even need to deny it. I saw it. We could just talk about it over a pizza pie. Let's get together, blah, blah. And like, I totally played it out for like 2 minutes. My brother's like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, come on, man. We don't have to get the law involved, but you're going to pay for what the fuck you did. I saw you goddamn do it. And I just laid into him, have it all on tape. Good times. He was shitting bricks. He's having a kid. He's trying to get out of religion.
He threatened,
was trying to ruin
he
this.
threatened to call the cops on me.
For what?
I bought a half ounce, I think. I was getting a half ounce or an ounce from him.
Oh, yeah, when you were
And he
like
ripped me
16 or
off.
something, 15, 16.
And I kept calling him and leaving messages on his answer machine.
He sold you weed when it was illegal, and he threatened to call the cops
It's
on
probably
you?
fake weed.
Right. He never gave me the weed. And I kept leaving him messages on his answer machine. And he answered one day. He's like, listen, motherfucker, if you call me again, I'm taking these tapes to the cops.
You're like, you fucking sold to me.
And it scared the shit out of me because it's right there, proof. So I quit calling
Didn't
him.
he find you with nunchucks or
So
like
he-
want to stab you with the samurai sword or something?
Yeah, eventually.
So he still owes you money too, then?
He
Huh?
still owes me a motherfucking eighth of weed.
Hey, will you
Or, I
put
mean,
some
a
money
half
on
ounce.
his fucking books though? Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good times. We can use all of this.
Yeah,
Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Max will go through.
probably.
He's a bitch.
Probably.
Probably.
So going back to King's Garden.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
So Sorry.
Sorry,
It's a little cooler though, right? With the window
better.
open? Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, my butt,
I
my
don't hear
butt's
any
all right.
dogs barking or nothing.
I heard one. I was like, what the fuck? Is Cheech here?
You should have brought Cheech.
Cheech is cooler than fucking this guy.
Cheech is cool.
We should do a podcast with Cheech.
This is Cheech fucking sitting here. Cheech Pando.
Cheech Pando.
So,
Look at that thing move.
Dickhead.
Fuck. Let's take our shirts off. It's pretty hot.
Not good.
I totally thought, I was like, what if we start talking about when Pando always gets naked, and then Pando gets naked
Dude.
on the podcast, and then we all have to
Can
take
you
our
put
shirts
a
off,
little like thing there?
blur it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might.
The funniest.
If I
time-
get up and take a piss and you guys talk, I might come back like that.
the funniest. If you ever party with Pando, you've seen him naked. It's nothing new. It doesn't bother me. It's like a normal day.
I've seen him naked
We were-
3 times already today.
We were at
Yeah.
a fucking.
I'm naked right now, you don't even know.
We were at a Halloween party, and he came as a penguin. And halfway through the party, he's butt naked, riding around on a tricycle with nothing but his penguin feet on. It was fucking
In a
hilarious,
garage.
dude.
And then it was like kind of, see, that's when I figured out the naked gig was kind of played out because it was kind of funny and it was like, oh, fuck. Like people haven't seen, oh, what the shit. We're like 25 or 24, you know, and I'm doing it. And then like the factor kind of got lost, you know, and I was like, fuck. And then we went out to breakfast the next day. Like the group of people, like a core group of people, like Farg Dog and me, and like all of our friends. And then I'm at like a steakhouse or
We had like a Denny's or
pancake
Cherries or
house,
something.
and I'm in my fucking penguin suit. I put my penguin suit back on, so I go like I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna go in there naked. I'm gonna be in my penguin suit, and then I like rip it and like hang my balls out.
Dude, you didn't have any undies on, and you're
Yeah, because the penguin suit, and I just
He
lifted
fucking-
Didn't
it.
have any undies.
straight opened his legs up wide, so
my
his,
balls are hanging out.
and the people in the next booth got up and left.
They're like, Jesus, and I'm just sitting there like,
he asked for booze, and they fucking denied him.
they're like,
7:30
no
in the morning.
booze, penguin. And I'm like, come on, man.
It's like 10 a.m. at a Denny's.
7:30.
Yeah, it was early. We were like got up because I mean, at my early days, if you partied with me and we were drinking, I was the first one up. I might be fucking assed out late, but I'm the first one up, and people are like, God damn it.
Well, no.
The loudest, worst motherfucker.
Hey
you've hung over
guys, I'm opening fucking beers. Everybody's drinking. We're taking shots.
No, I remember
Noxious.
partying and drinking. You'd pass out at like midnight, and then I'd go to sleep at like 1 or 2.
Right.
I wake up and you be butt ass naked, peeing in the corner
Yeah.
That was
in
at
the middle of the house.
Yeah.
And then he laid down in your bed. Do you remember that? Was when he lived with a girlfriend of ours. She was dating one of your last.
What street?
Right across from Hoover's almost.
Yeah.
Hoover dated her.
Yeah, and
It was the Halloween party
Yeah, it was a Halloween
where he
party.
dressed
Oh,
as
on
sober.
14th when I lived
And
on
was
14th
country
in the
club.
Dalles.
Yeah,
Yeah. When I was sober the clown.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I fell asleep on the ground. I wake up. I see Pando's butt cheeks, and there's a puddle of piss on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
And I'm like, I didn't do that. Like I'd come through and be like, I didn't do that.
We got up to help you, and you fucking went and crawled into Maxwell's bed, and we
Oh,
had to
shit.
get you back up.
I
and
don't
go
know the
back to
second
your
part of
bed.
that story.
Yeah.
I know doing it.
I didn't live there.
guess.
What are you talking about?
We were staying the night there because we were partying.
Yeah.
So
And you
the
had
bed
your
that
bed
you
on
were
the floor.
sleeping in.
He went and crawled into under your blankets. Or
And
whatever.
Max was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, whatever.
There were some other things. Tommy Bahama.
Love it. I love it. It makes me happy. Dude, when you're fat and t-shirts are hot, this thing breathes. And it's hot. If you guys don't know, it is hot as motherfucking Satan's testicles in this bitch.
Yeah, but it looks like polyester or something.
It's not. It's made out of children's tears.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are children's tears
Soft.
comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$7.99 Walmart. I'm embracing the fat guy middle age.
You paid $8 for that shirt.
I got another one too.
You can't buy a shirt for $8 at Goodwill.
They do it at Walmart. Dude, they got a whole rack of them. Maybe I just want to be on an island somewhere, partying in the sand.
You need to go back to Hawaii. I think that's your native land.
Dude, I'm good. Ava wants to go to Hawaii really bad.
Mm.
And I've always wanted to go and just live like a year and just live on the beach. Find
Just
a
set up
couple-
a tent.
Yeah, get a couple trees and have a hammock.
Fuck yeah. Oop.
That's what I always wanted to do that. Just for a year though, because I'd probably get island fever.
With your kids and stuff?
No, by myself.
By yourself?
This was back before I was even married and shit.
Okay.
You said
When I was
Ava.
younger.
You
So-
said you and Ava want to do it.
No, well, Ava wants to go to Hawaii really bad, but I always had this thing where I wanted to go and be a beach bum for like a year.
Yeah, I want to take off when fucking my kid graduates. So we'll split.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I know I don't want to be here.
I can't
And
leave us.
it's becoming more and more apparent that I don't want to fucking be around, like, not be around, but like stationary for too long. I think it's fun what I'm doing now, and everything's fine, and I'm having a great time, man. Play music, fucking have great friends. I love Portland. I love where I'm at, but I want to travel. I want to go.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of over Portland.
Are you?
I'm ready to go somewhere.
Dude, I don't care anymore. I would leave in a heartbeat.
Well, do you want to experience more shit, or you're tired of Portland, but that doesn't mean you want to go back to where you were?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
Somewhere more rural.
Oh, really?
I'm sick of living in the city.
See,
Arizona.
I would.
That.
I wouldn't necessarily travel to cities, but I would travel just to say, because I think it's ignorant for people to say like I mean, I'm fucking cool with going rural or traveling and going to like somewhere where, you know, I don't want to just say, oh, fuck that. I want to be able to say, fuck that, because I've been there.
Right.
So fuck that. Or that's awesome because I've been there.
Where would you
That'd
go
be-
if you could go?
I could straight say fuck that to Florida. I don't give a shit to ever go to Florida.
You never been there. Might be
don't
the
care.
best.
No.
Everybody wears that fucking $8 shirt in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
And
You
I know,
fit right in.
That's right.
And I know a guy that moved down to Florida recently, and he fucking loves it. Hurricanes.
I don't know,
all the
man.
bullshit.
There's I don't know. There's something about Florida. Like I have zero desire to go.
That's funny
Ever
though.
since Al Gore lost that fucking election,
Yeah.
I have not liked Florida.
No.
Dude, that might be your most favorite place. That might be
Exactly.
That might be a Chinese restaurant.
You
for
might be able to
okay?
ride an
You have
alligator
no
into
idea.
a Chinese restaurant and fucking be like, hey, Szechuan chicken right now. And
Yeah.
the alligator's like, me too. And feed him.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll never go to Florida. I want to go to New York though. I'd like to go to New York for like a week.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
Yeah,
Would you
fuck
like
Florida.
to stay?
No. Oh, New York?
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Who knows? Maybe. Well, what if
Maybe.
you
I
love
mean, it
it?
might be the coolest shit ever.
I don't know.
I'd be able to-
I've
I'd
always,
be able to
ever
afford
since
a
I was
slice of pizza.
3 years old, I've wanted to go to New York.
Dude,
My
I
mom, I told my mom, my dad, I always, see, I've always had this vision of being in the city when I was a kid. And now I'm kind of in the city. I mean, I live in Milwaukee, but I'm just inches from the city. Got a jam spot in the city. It's like, I love it. I guess I don't see all the negativity that most people see. Maybe because I've always kind of wanted it, you know?
Yeah. Well, you live in it. You see all the homeless and all that shit on a day-to-day basis.
doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me either. I mean, it gets a little annoying.
They're homeless for a reason. I mean, there's a
Right.
reason why it's there.
But
It's
you
not-
got all these people that live in fucking small little towns that all to do is bash Portland and say how shitty it is. And it's like, dude, you live in a town of 14,000.
Well, that's because
you
that's
got,
what
like-
they want. That's what they've always. I mean, I think we have a lot of friends that have came to the city, kind of wanted that, understood that that's not what they want.
And
They're not there anymore, and they realize that what they want is where they're at.
Well, most people go to the city because you can get work.
Yeah, that's another thing. You're completely right. I make more now than I've ever made
Yeah.
living in a city,
Mm-hmm.
doing. I mean, not necessarily less work, but I've worked a lot harder and fucking made a lot
Fuck
less.
that. What time did you get off today?
Like I said, I've worked a lot harder and made a lot less.
1:30. Still made more than most people.
Shut up. You're going to work there too.
I know. Start Tuesday.
Not something that you want to fucking talk about. But I'm saying, yeah, you got to come to the city to make bucks. But at the same time, it's expensive.
Well, why haven't you gone to New York yet? Why don't you just take a vacation?
That's true.
Because
Why
when he
haven't
goes
I?
on vacation, he goes to fucking Condon. That's his vacation.
It's not true.
Maybe
Bullshit.
maybe he wants New York to be a vacation.
Every year, when you take your vacation, and not nothing against the Condonites that you go see. I love those people, Nicole's parents and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But would I spend my week vacation going to Condon every time? No.
That's not. I don't go every time. I just got back from vacation.
Yeah, that was a good one. I should have went.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We
I
were
went
supposed to go to the motherfucking
I went
Redwoods.
tent camping for 9 days, which it's hard. It's harder than I thought. I've never been tent camping anywhere for 9 days. 5 days I've been fucking, I think maybe the longest, maybe even pushed it to 6, and that's with the drive. but fucking 9 days on the land, tent camping, it gets rough.
That's
and
a
then
long time.
I had people coming in, like shuffling in and out, and they were like, fuck mosquitoes, man, fuck this. And I'm just thinking here going,
Dude.
no, this is fucking cool. This is cool. But when I left, I was like ready to be back home in Milwaukee in my fucking apartment, curled up in my bed with the AC on, just chilling.
Camping's fun, but I don't like going that long without taking a shower or.
Oh, I showered 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's shower, not on the site that we had. We had to drive like 10 miles, but I showered 3 times while we're gone. 3 times in 9 days. I was fucking stinky, Pando, because I also drank very heavily those 9 days.
For the first time.
Dude,
Ever, because I usually don't.
the worst is camping. It was by far the best camping I've ever done, but the worst is country fair. Dude, you'd go.
Never been.
I know. I can't believe you never went. I cannot believe you never went.
Don't like it. Don't agree with it. Don't fucking
Shut
ever
up.
want
Hate
it either.
hippies.
Shut
Hate
the
hippies.
fuck up,
What they stand for, I think.
Hate naked people. Hate.
Fucking-
I'll tell you what. I would go. We'd go down on a Thursday and come back Monday, and I wouldn't.
so.
I wouldn't shit the whole time we were there because your balls are pretty much dipped in the fucking hippie juice. That
Well, you have such a thing with shitting anyways, dude.
There's 3,000 people on this property, and there's
cares?
6 porta potties, and they fill up fast,
that
and
is
your
pretty-
nuts straight dip in the poo. You got to hold your nut
Did
flat.
you poop?
Does
Did-
not dip in
Yeah,
the
you
poo.
pooped while you're there,
Oh,
right?
of course I did. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna go 4 days.
I did, but I'd wait till it was like 2 a.m, and I'd walk way over on the other side by the trail to the fair.
So it's false
And,
what you just
you know,
said that you
it's
did
kinda
not
false.
shit. Yeah.
Well, no,
so
the
where
first
did you
year-
shit? Where
the
did you
first
shit
year
while
I
you were
did.
there?
I didn't shit. The first year, I didn't shit the whole time.
How do you even remember that? We went 5 years in a row. I could tell
I
you
just-
like 3 events that happened over 5
And you
years.
know what? My first year I went, I was about 12 feet away from the shitters. We set our camp
we
up
always
right next
we
to the
always
shitter.
camp next to him.
Well, you want to be close.
We
to
always stay in the
somewhere you can
same
go.
spot.
Yeah.
Other than the first year we went, every other year after that, we always stayed in that same area with that big meadow with the trees.
Darling reunion.
Fucking love it. You have to be invited now.
I saw a car the other day in Northeast or Southeast when I was fielding polls. I think I sent you. Didn't I sent you that polo of like they
Yeah,
had
I
like
had a bunch of
9
stickers.
Darling reunion fucking stickers on it.
Dude, that was-
up until like last year or the year before they were going. Oh, they were
Dude,
going.
that was
Oh, what the fuck?
probably the coolest experience of my life is going to fair. I've loved it. That was how old were we? We were 19 when we went the first time.
I think we were 18.
And it fucking blew my mind. People wearing hats with nugs sticking off and
People on stilts walking around
Oh, fuck, dude.
15 feet
The
off the
fair-
ground.
the
Just
fair
doing
itself-
what they want, you know.
the fair itself, whatever. It's cool. It's like a tricked out Saturday market for anybody who's never been. But the cool part is all the booths are there year round, and it floods every year. Or maybe not every year, but it floods. And so the booths are like covered in moss and all kinds of cool shit. So it's like
I didn't remember it flooding.
I could be mistaken, but I think one of the guys.
Well,
that
while
go
you're
every
there
year-
or
no, like during the
previously?
winter.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say.
floods during the winter.
I just one memory that's burned into my mind is when we'd go to the town, Veneta, and we'd have to get like ice or Cheez-Its or whatever, and we'd go in the grocery store, and they were just disgusted with all of us.
They
They're
knew exactly what
just,
you were doing.
yeah, they're like, these motherfucking hippies, you know,
See,
they hated us being there.
He's talking about. We'll go back to country fair, but he's talking about like small towns and doing shit like that. When, fuck, I know I keep going further and further. When I'm in Condon though, sometimes I go to like the little market.
And probably look at you like
last time, yeah, I had my fresh mohawk going on, and I was helping my in-laws move.
First
And
Mohawk.
It's first one ever, first mohawk ever. And the chick, was it a chick or the dude? I can't remember. They're like, oh, is there something? No, I'm sorry. It was at the drugstore because Murray's Drugs is where they sell the booze. It's like the liquor store / drugstore / like convenience store. So I go in there to get a bottle, and they're like, is there something going on? Because sometimes they get like biker gangs that come, not gangs, but you know, bikers that come through. They're doing like a whatever they're traveling through. They're doing an abate or something. And I'm like, nah, I'm just here with my in-laws helping them move. And then she's like, oh. As soon as I drop their name, they're like, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
But automatically they assume like, hey, what's
You're up to
going
trouble?
on? No,
You're up
not
to no
trouble,
good?
but hey, what's going on? Is there going to be more of you goddamn hooligans?
Are you fucking legal? Do you have your papers? Do you have your green card?
I get it. But that's human nature. to see something that's abnormal and instantly not judge. I guess judge is the right word.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you both do it on a daily basis. You see something that's
does, yeah.
abnormal to you, and your mind goes boom.
Well, and think about it. You're living in that town of Veneta, probably like 1,000 people, and then for 4 days, every July, there's an extra 20,000 people or whatever.
Exactly.
And they're just all gnarly and stinky and
Right.
crunchy and gross.
Boobies.
Right.
Yeah.
Painted boobies.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Some of our friends, I always want to see their boobies, and I got to see them at the fair, but they're always painted.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
Did that ruin it for you?
Even Hoover got his boobies painted.
He did.
There's pictures of that.
I have them.
I seen them. I have a friend that went to a festival in Wisconsin.
Where?
In Kurt Olson. You know Kurt.
No, where did they
Old
go?
man Kurt. In Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. Did I say it wrong? Wisconsin.
Sounds like you're saying Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? I don't know if it was in Wisconsin or where it was. Maybe it was his younger days, and he told me a story where it was like a hippie fest, and he met this chick, and they're fucking free loving, whatever. He's a bit older, so it was a while back, probably in the 70s, and he said he woke up, and the only thing that was clean on her body, because he had milk mustaches, the only thing that was clean on her body was right around her nipples, where he was sucking. He's like, I don't know. Everything else is dirty. And I'm like, fucking high five, dude.
Oh, that's awesome. Why a milk mustache? Would she like
a chocolate milk mustache because he had the dirt in his mouth. Like this, Fargher, here's a tit and it's all dirty and you suck on it and it goes like this and goes around. Yeah, that's why. But it's only...
That's funny.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome.
My dad
I'd
woke
never do
up.
that, though.
My
Never.
dad woke up in Vietnam and had blood around his mouth.
Oh, shit.
And he chased her out with his sidearm.
That would be deleted.
No, leave that one. That's a good one.
She ran out with one arm. No. And he had blood in his mouth.
He woke up.
He ate her arm off?
He woke up and he had blood on his mouth.
Oh, I thought you said he ate her arm.
And when he looked in the mirror, he's all bloody, and he knew what happened, you know. And so he grabbed his gun and chased her out of the hut.
But he didn't eat her arm, so why was his mouth bloody?
He ate something else.
I know, dude. Got it. Got it, Mr. Rogers.
He also told me that he spent 9 days. Was it 9? 3 or 6 or 9? We'll just say one of those numbers. But he spent it in
3.
an opium den with some old Vietnamese dude. And he said the whole time he was in there, he was just fucked up on opium, but he didn't speak Vietnamese. So he was just talking to him, thinking he was communicating with him.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah, and they're just both just like, oh, yeah.
He has his M16 like strapped around. No shirt. God, that's crazy. That is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? 3 to 6 to 9 days in a foreign country, and you're there with the military, and you're in a den, just like
opium den, getting fucked up.
Well, yeah, like you're thinking you're gonna die at any point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to. I mean, fuck, he was 18, 19 years old at that point. Probably didn't have much care in the world, but at the same time, you have to consider.
Can you imagine if all three of us went to some war when we were 19?
Right now or when I was 19?
No, when you were 19.
I thought about when I was 18, I thought about that.
Think about your mindset now compared to 19.
Way different.
Oh, shit. That's what I'm saying. 19... Pando 35, I'd be fucking scared shitless and have all these worries, all this panic, all this fucking, I got all these things back home. Oh my God. But 19, I'd probably be like, I'd be in that opium den probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
I'm not sure. I'd probably be like, well, fuck, at least I'm down here.
Yeah.
I remember when I turned 18 and thought about that. I was living up on 13th Street.
That's respectable, dude. That's crazy.
I remember I was like, dude, my dad was killing people at the age I am right now, and all I want to do is hang out with my girlfriend and smoke lots of weed.
That's all he wanted to do.
That's all he did too. Like you said, he was drafted, right?
He was drafted, but then he signed up. So
exactly, but he was smart because he said he was drafted, and then he was like, I can pick where I'm going to go instead of being mandated where I'm going to go.
Could you imagine sitting there and watching the TV screen, and I think that's how it worked back then, or something. Like, how would you know?
It's
Do they
not
send
a
you a
football
letter?
draft. It's not like they're
No, the way I
picked
pictured
in the fucking
it.
first round draft because he throws hard and shit in Pando.
Maybe they do send you.
Throw a bomb hard.
Maybe they do send you a letter, but the way I picture
I
the
think it's a
draft is
letter.
like,
Yeah,
it's
I don't.
on the, and you see your fucking.
No, I don't think they did. Because think about it. Like, how many people got drafted?
Right, yeah, that's a dumb thought process.
Well,
Why did I ever think that?
Think about it now, the way the times are.
Edit that
Not
shit
to
out,
shift
no.
it to dark, but Maxwell and I have sons that are right in that. I mean, really, if shit hit the fan, our kids are going to be fighting the war.
That's
Yeah.
the crazy thing is that we're past the age that they would even
Yeah, I mean,
consider us.
They
Like,
might take us eventually, but I mean, they're going to hit our kids up.
no, it's usually between like 19 and 29. We're
Mm-hmm.
considered old. Like, they don't want us anymore. So I'm like,
I'm
cool.
so glad to.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not going.
But-
That's the only thing that I tell my kids. I'm like, you guys can do anything you want once you graduate high school, but go into the service.
So,
Nothing or anything else but that.
so I bet this would be come up in the podcast eventually. Your biggest fear in life, right? Mine's not necessarily for myself.
Right.
I mean,
Now.
honestly speaking, really, truly, honestly, 100%, fucking selfishness aside, because I am selfish with a lot of things I do in my life, but that would be probably fucking one of the hugest fear in my life is my son's future doing something like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine because I'd be here being like, fuck, dude, I'm at Walmart buying something or whatever. Like things are in my kid. God, where the fuck is he? What the hell's he doing? What the shit is
Well,
going
do you think back then people's mindsets were different? Like they thought it was patriotic and that's what you needed to do
Well,
compared to now? Like
They did in the
War
Civil
II.
War. They did in World War One. They did in World War II. Probably the Korean War. I think once it started getting around to the Vietnam War, people were like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this." And then, I mean, after that was Iraq. And now, I don't know. I think most people are either hardcore one way or the other. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a divide and split. It's like almost at the time for Civil War again. Unfortunately, I guess I don't know. I don't want to go political with this, but I mean, I guess it's like a fucking splitting time where we're gonna have to
I
decide.
can see it happening. But just as being said, all you motherfuckers out there that have joined up, you got cojones. Because
True,
I would never sign my name on that line.
true. That's a tough one. That is a fucking tough one, and that you got to be a tough son. Fuck. I mean, I seen Full Metal Jacket. You know, I
And
see
that's
what
how it
happens
was,
if
dude.
pilot fucking or
My dad told me stories about boot camp, and that's
people
exactly
that
how it is.
couldn't do it.
I want to do boot camp just to see what it's like.
See, it's not the same anymore.
Fuck.
They scream and yell at you now. Back then, they would fucking hit you and stuff.
Why, how do you know that it's not like that though?
I've talked to people that have been to boot camp.
Recently, like within the last
Well,
10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's probably different now compared to what it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. They probably have more regulations where they can't, like,
Hate
call you a
as
piece of
much.
shit. Or, you know, like,
Dude, pretty soon they're gonna fucking have to like.
your face is really ugly. You know, they have to say stupid stuff like
Yeah.
that.
but should they?
No, I think they should.
They should
Well-
they should prepare you for the worst
Yeah,
possible
because the other
scenario.
country that you're going to be fighting against is
Yeah,
not fucking
they're-
desensitizing anything.
Speaking of the country we're fighting against, North Korea.
All the countries, including Canada.
Every single one
Did you hear that Kim Jong Un
is dead.
passed a law saying that you have to give up your family pets so that they can eat them?
Who knows, dude?
Where do you?
Who knows
I
what
read
that
that
guy's doing?
shit. I read
on
that
what?
shit.
On a Facebook feed, or did you
no,
read it on a fucking?
Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit. Same thing, dude.
It's still
Somebody
whatever.
somebody posted it.
I saw it more than once. I saw it a couple different
All
times.
right, let's talk about this. Social media and the involvement with not just our kids, but us. Like the way they
Dude.
fucking view things.
I want to do that, but I got to go to the bathroom. So you guys go ahead, and I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
So what?
Social media involvement and the way we fucking view things. Not just us, our kids, vice versa.
I hate social media to a certain extent, but
You're on it all the time.
dude, today, hung over on the couch, drank a half a bottle of vodka last night, hung over on the couch. I probably, say I sat there, laid there for 5 hours. I probably spent 3.5, maybe pushing 4 hours watching Facebook videos.
Yeah.
you get caught up in that Karen shit and fucking, you know.
Yeah, I try to
stuff
stay off that once I start getting in the rabbit hole. But I mean, you could ask my wife. I'll spend hours sitting on the couch watching YouTube videos that I like, but it's usually like music or like influential figures that I want, like, you know, fucking musicians and shit like that. So whether that's positive or negative or whatever, it takes my mind off of things, but it's like what I'm important. It's like it's what's important to me,
right?
You know, or what's
yeah.
important.
I mean,
think should be important.
The amount of time that most people's eyes are glued to their phone is outrageous. Like Ava, dude, she didn't come out of the room today. She sat in the room on fucking the phone for pretty much all day long. When I was her age, dude, I didn't want to be inside. I wanted to be outside hanging out with my friends.
Right. That's my son's the same way. At least in the last few years. I mean,
it's harder there. I mean, you guys have the apartment, so it's not like you can just go in the backyard and chill.
Yeah, but I mean, he has options to do that.
Yeah, he got
wanted
friends.
to.
He got friends close.
But it's just.
But I had motorcycles and shit when I was young, so I was out riding motorcycles with my neighbor friends. And speaking Maxwell,
what's up?
Can we take like a 5-minute break? We could do that. We could edit it out, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, let's take like a 5. Dude, it's fucking hot. I need like a 5.
Are you gonna pause it so we know?
Well, because I got a lot of shit to say, but goddamn.
No, I want to say this one real quick. Okay. So this has to be in it.
Okay.
Me, you, and Irvin, we were hanging out at my house and taking whippets.
How do I fucking do this?
And do you remember Irvin jumping onto my glass coffee table and it bouncing them off?
Yeah.
That pissed me off so bad, but that's not what I was going to talk about. Fuck you.
I was going to say, that's the story you want to tell?
No, it was when we partied at the neighbor's house.
I think mine's fucked up.
And
flip it.
We
spin it around.
We got you to believe
and
that
then turn the thing.
Yeah,
there you go.
We got you to believe that a paintball was a fucking gumball.
Yeah, no, I remember that one.
And it blew up in your mouth.
No, we were partying at our friend's house that was down the street from your dad's house, from the Yellow House, and we went over there and we were drinking. Like the girl, there were like 3 kids, and the mom was partying with us too.
Yeah, because the mom and dad just gotten divorced, so she was drinking with us like she was a teenager.
Yeah, man, and I didn't think much about it then.
It's fucked up now.
But
You're
now,
older.
man, she was like,
we were like 17
or younger, man, and she's getting fucked up with us, taking shots and stuff.
And like, you guys do it too?
Yeah.
There were probably like 30 high school kids there, and she's getting drunk with all of us.
Party.
You can't fucking do that now. Man.
No.
I mean, not even should you do that. I would never endorse. Never endorse that ever. I couldn't. I can't take responsibility of that many fuck people.
No, I mean, but we didn't think much about it then, and somebody had a canister of paintballs. There are probably 50 of them in there, and one of you guys,
fucking load it up.
No, one of these turballs pulled a bunch out, and we went walking to go to Fred Meyer or something, and they're like, "Hey Maxwell, you want a gumball?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so they give me 2 of them, pop them in my mouth, bite into those paintballs, dude.
You fucking had green mouth for fucking days.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I was like,
that was funny. All right, I'm taking a break. You guys are assholes,
dude. When I was moving out of the Yellow House, and our friend up the hill, Scary, was supposed to help me move, and we looked over and he was sitting on the log. He ate a bunch of acid that night before, and he fucking walked over to my house, and instead of waking us up, he just sat on the log all night long, hallucinating and shit. But you remember having to catch all the cats in the cages? Me, you, and him, we caught all the stray cats at my house.
I don't remember doing it, but I remember you talking about it.
What the fuck? How do you not remember? We'd catch them.
I remember catching raccoons or squirrels or something.
We caught a bunch of cats. There was like 12 of them or something. And then we took them down to Home at Last, but Home at Last was closed. So we took them back to the house and let them all go again.
Why did you have so many cats?
We started out with one. And
you was just humping it up?
It got knocked up. And then...
Getting out of control.
He's
a cat man.
It just out of control. We had fucking cats everywhere. It's ridiculous. And my dad named it Diane, and I never realized up until, 10 years ago that the reason why he named it Diane, because my mom and him were just divorced. and we got a Siamese cat. I had to watch him shoot that fucker. It got rabies. And he held it down, and he shot it 3 times in the head with a .22 before it finally died.
There was a lot of animal shooting going on at the Yellow House.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of shooting.
And you
loads.
had a swimming pool in the backyard that we never even got to swim in.
Nope.
What's up with that, dude?
I stabbed a skunk in there, and it sprayed us.
You got sprayed by a skunk?
Yeah.
Did you do a tomato bath?
No, I didn't. But my
Tomato
dad
sauce?
was fucking pissed when he got home, and everything just was skunk smell.
Who was it? Just you by yourself?
No, it was me, my brother, and the Dotson brothers.
Mm.
And the stairs leading down in, there were normal stairs, but you could pop it up and lift them up, and there's a skunk under there. And I took a spear that my dad had made because he was weird. It was a big old nail that he had attached to a broom handle, and I fucking stabbed the skunk with it, and it sprayed all of us.
It was in the trap?
No, it was just chilling.
It was just chilling? It just hung out there while you stabbed it?
No, it was hiding under there, and then I opened it up and stabbed it.
Man. What is it like to get sprayed by a skunk? It doesn't smell like a regular skunk,
no,
right?
like if you smell a skunk that's freshly sprayed, it burns your nose and your eyes. It sucks. When you drive down the road and a skunk sprayed a block away, it smells like dank weed, right?
Yeah.
That's what it smells like.
But yeah, freshly sprayed skunk, it burns you. It burns your nose.
Does
Oh
it burn-
shit! I fucking lost my goddamn whiskey. Sorry guys.
Does it burn your eyes too?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's like pepper spray, yeah?
It's not that bad.
Have you ever been sprayed by pepper spray?
No. So a friend of ours parents owned a Chinese restaurant downtown. And
When?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was her and 2 of her girlfriends. One of them isn't with us anymore.
Yeah.
And then her boyfriend at the time, we all know him. And then Dotson and me, we go down there, and maybe the boyfriend wasn't there. Oh no, it was just me and Dotson. And we go there, and we were going to stay the night there. And so we're in there drinking the whiskeys, and Dotson's taking shots of fucking root beer schnapps, and we're hanging out. And then the boyfriend shows up, and I don't know if he was pissed that we were there and he wasn't invited. I don't know. But he ended up spraying mace into the door jamb into the restaurant.
Just to be a turd?
I think so. And his girlfriend had asthma or something, and she didn't deal with it very well. It was pretty bad. But yeah, we called the cops on him and shit.
I didn't know that.
On him. Yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to him. Hopefully he'll get a hold of me.
I've been trying to reach out to him for quite a while, and
I'll get a hold of him eventually.
yeah, he was there for a minute. He was a pretty good friend there. Right when we graduated, he was at my house. He worked at a Subway in Big Jim, or at Biggs Junction.
Really? That's a drive.
Yeah, he worked at Subway there, and he would come over and we'd get stoned, and he'd bring Subway and shit.
Why didn't he just work at the one in Dalles?
I don't know.
You maybe he can confirm or deny this, but we had a friend who worked at Subway in the Dalles, and he did like the classic stand on top of the counter and take his shirt off and fuck you, I'm out of here when he quit.
I don't know that one.
No?
I know one of our friends back when they used to give you the stamps, and I'd go in there and he'd just fucking
Oh yeah.
and I'd have like six cards full.
That I think he got fired for that too. But
Did he?
we ate free subs for
Oh my God,
months.
dude. Yeah. I remember when Subway first come around, when they used to cut the tops into it. You know, they cut it, and they pulled the triangle strip out.
They don't do that anymore?
No, they cut it right down the middle and opened it like a...
I never go there anymore.
What?
I had a bad experience back in the day
Oh my God.
when I worked at the gas station. When we lived at the trailer, or when I lived at the trailer with our friend before you moved in, I ate it one day at the gas station, and I went back to the trailer, and dude, I charfed my guts out for 18 hours, and I didn't eat it again for like 10 years.
Really? I love Subway. It's overrated. I'd much rather have Quiznos than Subway.
Do you know that there's more Subways than any other fast food restaurant. There's more Subway. There's like twice as many Subways as there are McDonald's.
Shut the fuck up.
There's so many Subways.
Dude, they need a bigger selection. Like, they need to get some mushrooms on that fucking menu.
They don't have mushrooms on Subway's menu?
No. When's the last time you ate there? Bullshit.
Fucking 10 days ago.
Dude, when they're doing that buy one, get one free, so if you have the app, you can do buy one, get one. I was eating them probably twice a week. I get a sub for me. I get a sub for me and a sub for Vera. And
Sub for me and another sub for me.
But the thing about it is you can order them online, but you can't get exactly what's in the store.
Right.
When you can do that.
Sometimes different stores had different policies. Like the $5 subs. The
$5 foot long.
Yeah.
Then they stopped doing it.
It
was
was like
two. $5.75 and
well,
it's
now
not
they
as
have,
sketchy.
Now it's like fucking, it's not even, what is it, like buy one, get one for twice the amount or something?
It's ridiculous, dude. Buying a $10 sub is just ridiculous.
Well, you remember New York City Sub Shop?
I never ate there.
Oh,
dude,
man,
I just ate
good.
it. I just ate it fucking Mike. What's that place called?
Mike's.
No,
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
those are good.
Dude, they put the they put the oils and vinegars.
Yeah,
Something
those are
about
good.
that.
I've
dude,
eaten there
it's
twice,
really good.
and I fucking dig it.
It is good.
Remember Giuseppe's or Gino's or whatever was right down the
Giuseppe's
street?
is a shit too here in Gresham.
Not Giuseppe's.
Gino's. That's where
At the Fred Meyer's, by the Fred Meyer's, that little sub shop where they cut the meat in front of you. The
in
guy.
Gresham?
What?
Yeah, no, in Fairview. Sorry.
Gino's. Yeah, off of 207th. Or no, not 207th.
Oh, Sargo's. Yeah, they went out of business.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something else.
Yeah,
I went to this place with my
Sargo's.
mom.
You're the one that hooked me up at that place.
Was on 200, like, we lived on what, 205th, 207th, 200, so a couple up, and it was Gino's or something like that.
Gino's was the place that our friend that passed away, she worked there.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Dude,
right.
it was a bar and a restaurant.
252nd.
257th, yeah.
I went there with a friend of
Right
ours.
by your house.
Yeah, I used to go there a lot.
When I fucking first moved down here and I lived
We
on
go
your
there all
couch.
the time.
Yep.
I went there with a friend of ours, and we were taking Irish car bombs. And have you ever had an Irish car bomb?
What's in it, Fire Dog?
It's Kahlua, or it's a Guinness.
What's in it?
And then they pour 4 inches of Guinness into a cup, and then they take a shot and fill it up with Irish whiskey and Kahlua or something.
It sounds
Baileys-
gross and
Baileys or
gross.
something.
It is kind of gross, but it's...
Well, you
it's
drop it and you chug it.
Baileys and booze.
If you don't chug it right away, it curdles. And and my buddy,
like milk.
yeah, it curdles,
Milk and-
dude. It's nasty. And our buddy, he was shit faced, and he didn't. He just kind of drinking it, and it curled up on him, and he drinks it, and he's sitting there, and then he puts his head down, and then he just starts charfing. Right there at the bar
At the
stool.
bar.
And then he sticks his head back up, and he's like, I need another one. This one curdled. And
The balls on that.
dude, I seen him do that.
Order another one.
I seen him do that a couple times, where he just put his head down, act like he just got his head down, and he's puking, and then he sit back up. He also is the same guy that would sit there and, if he feels like he's gonna puke, he just sits there and swallows over and over and over and over again, so that he doesn't puke.
Are we talking about Pando?
Yeah, because that's what I've been doing.
You do swallow, huh?
I'm sitting here fucking swallowing it. Oh, God. About to get naked.
So earlier I tried to go back to King's Garden and we didn't quite get there, but I
shit.
wanted to go there because where are you going?
I got pissed.
Oh,
We are not drinking alcohol.
so
Well, you fucking got a Hawaiian shirt on.
I lived in Tualatin
Right.
and I was super lonely. Didn't have anybody to hang out with, and so I'd always come up to your guys' place.
Right.
And
It's pretty rad. We had a pretty cool place going on.
what that's Fairview, right?
King's Garden, yep.
King's Garden in Fairview. Yeah, and so I was working at a Radio Shack, and I met this girl, and I was like 19, and she was 22.
Coochie Pop.
Coochie Pop.
Coochie Pop.
She was cool, man.
She was fucking cool.
I loved hanging out with that girl, and so I started bringing her around to your place before I moved in there and slept
And
on
she
your
got
couch.
along with everybody, dude.
She got along with everybody. She was super awesome, and she was down for anything, man. I remember
Yeah.
I remember this one time there was somebody had ordered Papa Murphy's pizza, and asked for the
Pineapple.
the pineapple on the
Yeah,
side.
dude.
And it's sat in your fridge for
It's
like
sat in there for like fucking 2 or 3 weeks.
a long time.
Because the only thing the fridge was good for there was us punching it in the middle of the night and putting like pizza that we're going to eat the next day in or something.
Yeah.
But no condiments, no nothing.
No, maybe some ketchup, and that was it.
Right.
But yeah, somebody opened up the fridge one night, and like I don't know if they dared her or if she's like, hey, how much you give me to eat this? And she ate that moldy pineapple
I remember that.
for like
I can't
20
remember what
bucks or something.
Well, I remember. Fuck.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was like $20. I think we were just like we
It
were
was
getting
not very much.
hammered, and we're like, yeah, eat it for 20. She's like, I'll fucking do it. And she opened the goddamn thing and she ate it, dude.
Yeah.
Just started eating it, and we're like, all right.
This
You're
girl's cool.
hardcore.
Yeah. No, she's awesome, man. She started hanging out with us. I was bringing her over after working at Radio Shack and everything, and so we were just goofing around one day, and somebody's like, "Oh, let's take some pictures. Let's moon the camera." And so everybody drops their pants and moons the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And she drops her pants low enough.
That's when she got coochie pop.
Later
man.
on,
Didn't she have a tampon in it?
yeah, later on when we went back and looked at the picture, we could see the string hanging out, and so that's when we started calling her Coochie Pop.
Coochie pop.
And she was cool with it, man.
She's like, whatever.
She was so rad, man. She'd hang out with us, and she was
I
like
remember-
one of the dudes.
I wasn't with them in this story, but I remember Nicole and her and Dusty, and I can't remember who all went. I was at work, and they went to her mom's boathouse up in Oregon City, above where the falls are at, like where the falls are. You know what I'm talking about? Above,
Yeah.
like off of highway, whatever it is that goes to Canby, 998. And I got a call because they took mushrooms, and they went to Coochie Pop's mom's boathouse, and it was sinking.
What?
Yeah,
For
it
real
was-
sinking? Or
For
they're
real.
mushroom?
Me and Nicole were just talking about the story on the way back from camping because we took 990 back into town, and she's like, "Remember when Coochie Pop's mom's boat was sinking?" And I was like, "No, but I remember the story." So they were all like frying, and her mom was kind of laughing. They were kind of laughing. But it was sinking, and I can't remember how they got saved from the boathouse from actually sinking into.
The whole thing went down.
It didn't go down. But it was like it punctured a hole into whatever keeps up the fucking boathouse. But they came back to my place that night, and they told us about it. But they were kind of like coming down, whatever. Like they were straightening their heads. And I was like, the fuck happened? You guys almost died on a boathouse and you're laughing? They're like, yeah, dude, that was awesome. And Coochie Pop's like, where's the pineapple? No, she didn't say that, but that's Coochie Pop, dude. She didn't give a fuck.
No, she was cool. She'd come over and hang out, and then she started sleeping with one of the roommates.
Yep.
And he would get hammered with us every night, and he'd have to get up at like 4:00 in the morning and go to his job at Albertsons to drive forklift or whatever.
Yeah, warehouse work.
Yeah, and
like a real job, and we were all like
a real job. He was like 22.
Yeah, I worked at.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. I'm glad you brought that up.
We'll get there.
Yeah, so he worked at Albertsons warehouse, which was pretty close to where we lived.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He'd wake me up fucking 3:00 in the morning to take him.
Yeah. But we would drink all night long.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd get like 2 hours of sleep and get up and leave.
He would go to sleep early. He'd go to sleep at like 10 or 11. And then we'd stay up drinking. And that's when I figured out that I could buy alcohol from the gas station across the road from us. Remember? We survived off those Taco Bell burritos across the way.
I remember that. I didn't know you bought
Taco
alcohol.
Time, wasn't it?
No, it's Taco Bell. And I remember one night, we'll get back to what you're saying, but I remember one night, because I was like, because we were too young to buy alcohol, I was like, dude, come on. He's like, dude, I got to get up in like 3 hours. He goes, why don't you just quit being a bitch and go try to fucking buy it yourself? And I was like, fuck, whatever. So I just march over there, fuck it, and they started selling me beer. So I never needed him to fucking buy me beer again.
And you were what, 19?
19, yeah.
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 Yeah,
But yeah, he fucking, dude, he'd get up every fucking morning.
he'd get up at 3 or 4 in the morning, go to work, make his $14 an hour.
Yeah.
We'd all sleep in and get ready for our jobs at, wherever, making $9 an hour.
Right.
But the hilarious thing was that so he had his dick pierced, and so he would never use the toilet,
No.
right?
Well-
he would use the sink because it would spray into a Y.
Well, he had a Prince Albert, so he would spray out the top. So he'd put his thumb on the top of his dick and push it down in the sink into the main fucking bathroom that we had and do it in the sink. And he didn't tell me for like the first 6 months that that's what he's doing. And none of us cleaned the fucking bathroom. So I'd go in there, I'm like, what the hell is going on with the sink? Why is it so nasty? And then he told me, and I'm like, well, I ain't cleaning it. He's like, well, I ain't cleaning it. So I just grew fucking mold.
Dude, we grew mushrooms in our bathtub up to the trailer.
We'll get to that. We're talking about King's Garden. Damn it.
Yeah.
Ruin this.
So yeah, he would we'd all drink all night long, and he would eventually pass out with coochie pop.
Yep.
And then the mornings that he didn't have to work, he'd get up in the morning and he'd take his twin mattress. Just the mattress, and he'd take it outside.
Soaked.
And I'd be like, "Hey, dude, what is going on?" I'd be sleeping on the couch. I'd be like, "What's going on?" I pissed it again last night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" He'd take it out there, just dry it out on the porch.
Do you remember how he would walk? He'd tiptoe.
Oh yeah,
he never walked flat-footed. He tiptoed. So it was like big old muscular him, and
he's working out the calves,
and he's like throwing over the thing, and he'd come back, big old fucking thing of cherry skull or whatever. He's just like, hey, it's outside, and just fucking pass out for a little bit. That was fucking fun, though.
That dude, when so I lived in Tualatin for a while, and then when I moved in with you guys, I started sleeping on the couch.
You were the guy on the couch.
I was the guy on the couch.
That couch was gross.
It was pretty gross. But I had the job at Albertsons warehouse. Not warehouse, but Albertsons. It was on 122nd and Halsey.
You did night freight or something.
I did night freight for 2 weeks. Yeah. And so we would get drunk as fuck.
Your schedule was opposite of what our fucking schedule was.
Exactly. So we would drink from like 6 to 11.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to go to work at midnight.
Yep.
I would throw freight from midnight to 8 a.m. drunk.
Jesus Christ.
And then I'd come back and I'd lay down on the couch at 8 a.m. and all you guys would get up. And I mean, you're loud as fuck in the morning. And
like I said before, at that point, as soon as I got up, even if I had to work, I'm like, I don't know, fuck, whatever. It didn't matter at that point. And then our door was always open. Like, we had keys, but it was always open. So people were coming in and out or climbing up the fucking
like
the balcony.
Like the young girl that was coming over and the other guy that lived up the street and then old Charles.
Oh, Bickley. Bickley was badass. You remember Bickley?
Yeah, I remember him.
Bickley was cool as fuck, dude. He was... Oh, shit. We'll get to that. But, yeah, dude, that was probably... Now that I think about it, we had a family living underneath us that probably had a couple kids and whatever, but they were always so cool to us. They never said shit. And then Fat Phoebe was our manager of the complex, and she fucking my roommate. So like she'd just come over and hang out and be like, "This is so cool with these young dudes," and we're just like, so we never had any repercussions.
Yeah. Which one did she fuck?
Big old burly fucking tattooed dude that we're talking about.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think she did. I'm pretty sure she did.
It probably happened.
Well, because dude, we never had any problems, dude. Ever. No fucking.
I remember when you guys moved there.
I remember we took a fucking cart from Albertsons or Fred Meyer's or whatever, and we threw it out our window in the kitchen. Just, oh, this will be cool. We haven't got in trouble yet.
Broke the window out?
Fuck. No, we just took the we took the screen out, and that thing fit through, so we pushed it out. It was just anarchy.
I remember when you guys showed up to my house on 9th Street.
It's fucked. It was fucked.
In the U-Haul when you guys
but
moved.
I'll tell you what, that's where I found out that I was going to be a dad, and where I It's like,
Yeah, that was your extent of Portland. Was just that year or 2 years that you lived at Kings Garden.
well, all of a sudden, everything stopped, and then people were moving out. Like Jimmy moved out months before he was going on a boat, and we moved in. Like Callahan lived there
Oh
for
yeah, I forgot about that.
a
I
short.
forgot about that too.
Yeah, he lived there for a couple months.
in Jimmy's room.
No, actually, fuck. I think Callahan might have got the big. No. He moved into side room. Maybe he did. No, he moved in the back room for like 2 months, and then he was just like, "Fuck this," and he left. And then this chick Christina, who I don't even know her last name, not the one that my roommate dated, but another chick from the Dalles that my roommate knew, moved in. Yeah, don't you remember her?
I don't know
she
who
got
that
cable and everything, and we fucking charged a bunch of things on her cable.
remember
bill
that.
and stuff. And she moved in, but she was never there. She was only there like 2 days a week.
I remember that.
So the back room was kind of locked, but we always got in. And fuck, I was like, if somebody needed to stay, I'm like, just go stay in the back room. I don't even know my fucking roommate.
Sneak the panties.
So then she moved out, and then, fuck it, got with that Christina bitch, and then he moved next door.
Yeah.
And then I remember one of the saddest moments of not saddest moments, but one of the most earliest moments of my life where I'm like, holy shit, everybody's gone. Everybody just stacked everything in the middle of our fucking living room. We had like 3 TVs. We had like a box TV and 2 TVs stacked on top. And I'm like in a broken fucking recliner sitting there drinking like malt liquor by myself. And I had to move out the next day and being like, fuck, I'm moving back to the Dalles because Nicole's pregnant. And then I just left. Fucking left everything. I grabbed the shit, like pretty much what could fit in my backpack, and then moved into the Commodores and the Dalles. And
That is the saddest I've ever been, is when I have to move out of some place. Whether or not you liked living there, when you know that's the last time you're going to see that space, I always like walk around and check it out. And I'm
Me
like,
too.
this is the last time I'm going to be here.
No,
I do
But
that shit.
You know what I mean? But it's still like, it doesn't matter. Even if like
at that point, I
there
had
were ghosts or somebody got murdered, like you still like, there's some connection.
every place that I've lived since there. I've done that. At that point, I was just like, I knew exactly what we did there. I knew exactly what that place was for. And then it was almost like that's when my life started. Like my adult life
Yeah, for
started.
sure.
I was just
For
like,
sure.
like I could literally like light that bitch on fire and fucking.
No one else lived there when you left?
No, I was the last King's night noble night at the King's Garden.
I lived out in Boring at that time.
I was the last fucking one there. And then I was just like, dude, this is done.
At that point, Jimmy was about to have a kid.
No.
No, you were
No.
first. You were first.
Yeah.
Jimmy wasn't until like 6 or 9 years ago, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't until
I'm getting confused. Jimmy wasn't until like your house.
Nicole
Later.
was freshly
Later.
Way later.
Nicole was freshly pregnant, and then that's when that's when things got real. Like that's when I was like, oh shit. Well, I guess it wasn't like things are over or this is it. It was just like, dude, I gotta fucking do something.
Yeah. No, that's I mean, for me that was when it got real.
It is.
Where did you go after that?
After
King's Garden.
King's Garden, I went to Phoenix for 9 months, 7 months.
School?
Then I came back to your place
On 113th.
on 113th. And
That
then
house was pimp.
Quiznos happened.
Quiznos.
Dude, we had a lot of people at 113th. It started out with me,
113th was
girlfriend.
badass. Tell them about that story.
Me
113th
and my
was
girlfriend.
fucking awesome.
and then Britton and Jimmy. And Jimmy just got back from the boat.
Yeah.
So he funded all of it. He put the down payment and all that shit because he was rich. I remember him showing me.
Us, he was fucking.
I remember him showing me a receipt for $1 million, colonies or whatever it is in
$1 million.
$1 million in
Jimmy was a
Panama,
millionaire?
in Panama City.
some country.
In Panama, I think it was Panama. He
It was like 37 pesos.
It was like $22.57.
No, I think it was like $1,000 or something he had in there. But it was $1 million. He has it. It says $1 million on it. He might still have that fucker. Or maybe he
Not
lost
$1
it.
million US dollars.
No.
No.
$1 million in whatever country it was in.
Some
It was $1
country.
million
Yeah, dude,
in
you
that
can
country.
go to fucking Kazakhstan and have $1 million.
Dude, that's still fucking cool.
Yeah.
Shut up. Anyways, it was us four.
So what year was it? When you guys
that
moved
was
in there?
2005.
He's the year guy. He knows every year.
What? No, 113th house.
Yeah.
2005.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was going to college and working clean gutters now. No, that was my business. It was cleaning gutters. But so then a friend of ours moved down, or she just came to hang out and then just never left. And she started dating one of my roommates. And
That's how it happens.
I got pissed. We had like a little meeting, house meeting,
okay,
and fucking
yeah.
was like, she got to go. She ain't doing nothing. And then that's when they found out they were pregnant, so they both left. And then Hoover moved in.
Hoover stank.
Hoover. And then Jimmy, he went to Europe. Remember he went to Europe?
Oh, I remember because I took over his room.
Yeah, he
And I
left
thought I was
and you
taking it
moved
for
in.
I thought I was taking it for like a month. And
Yeah,
then he
he-
showed up like 6 days later and I'm like,
Dude, he texted me. He called me.
He got mugged in Europe.
He got mugged?
He got fucking mugged. He had
He
this,
told me he spent all his money
No, he
being
had-
a judge for High Times.
Look, he can tell the story. He can tell the story better than I did. I don't know the fucking timestamp on it, but he got mugged when he went over to Amsterdam in the most polite way possible. Some guy walked up behind him. He got real close and was just like, "Listen, taking all your money. Don't say anything. I'll kill you. Just give me your shit." And he gave him his wallet, gave him everything he had, everything, and he fucking walked away. So he had to call family to get back to United States.
Well, yeah, he called me from the airport, and he's like, "Yeah, fucking."
But he had plans for like months. Like
yeah,
at
he was
least
supposed to be there
month
for like a month. And
Yeah.
it was like 9 days or something.
Mhm.
And he calls me, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going."
9 days isn't a month.
No, he was supposed to be there a month,
I thought you said he had.
and it was only like 9 days in.
Oh,
Like he was only there like
gotcha,
2 weeks. He was
gotcha,
supposed to be there
gotcha.
4 or something.
Yeah.
And he calls me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm at the airport. We're flying to somewhere else in
Wherever.
Europe or whatever." And I'm sitting there, and we're outside smoking, and some dude with the fucking hood on comes walking up. He's like, "Hey man, can I borrow your lighter?" And I was like, "Sure." And I walk up and I give him the lighter. He lights a cigarette, lifts his head up, pulls his hood off, and it was Jimmy.
Yeah,
He called me from the Portland airport. He just landed,
that fucking infamous
yeah,
son of a bitch.
I
and he
was,
just showed up out of nowhere. That was awesome.
I love that guy, but I was very disappointed.
Yeah, because you lost your room.
Well, I had just met somebody and things were getting heavy and we took over his room. And
Gotcha.
I thought I had it for 30 days.
Yeah,
I was about to make some babies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he shows
He's like, "My room, sorry, fucking peace."
he showed back up and then I had to go sleep on Hoover's. No, at that point there were 2 beds in the room. I slept on the floor in Hoover's room for a while, but then somehow we got another bed.
I remember that. Dude, my mom came and cleaned the house.
I remember.
Fuck that.
And I walked in, and she's nowhere to be found. And I'm like, "Mom, where you at? I'm in the back room. Come help me." And I go, and she's got the shower running, fully clothed, and she's washing my shower. She got locked in my shower. The door was really fucked up. But instead of like shutting the water off or whatever, she just stayed in there and cleaned the fucking shower
She was getting it.
with the
Yeah.
water running,
Yeah.
and she was locked in there. But so she cleaned the whole house, and I remember Hoover getting pissed because she threw away their shower curtain because it was nasty and moldy. So she just threw it away, and he was super pissed that she threw the shower curtain away. And I was like, "Dude, she just cleaned the whole house for free and your shit bathroom. Go to the goddamn Dollar Tree and buy a fucking shower curtain, dude. Say thank you."
But at that time, as a fucking youngin', you're like, $1 for that or $1 for fucking
Or just
whatever.
it was fucked up.
It was just-
Do you remember he had that job at Big Five and he had to wear
a tie.
slacks and a white
I worked
shirt
at Big
and a
Five.
tie?
Is retarded.
Dude, I had to drive him down there and drop him off. He looked like he was going to work to be a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
And he was selling basketballs to,
Yeah.
Dude,
to
that's-
high school kids.
That's how it was on. Real quick, segue back to Fairview. Remember, I had that fucking. I had to wear that fucking dress shirt with that tie, and I kept it in that dirty ass bathroom. and I never washed it. And the only thing is, I always told people, I'm like, you could go in there, you can take shit, you can do whatever, just fucking don't fuck with my tie and shit. Because I had to wear that fucking long sleeve shirt and everything, and have my big ass hair back in a fucking ponytail, and like,
dude, I went to breakfast there one day, and you waited on me.
No, I was never a waiter. I was a busser. I was the front guy.
Well, you hung out at the table with me for a minute.
Yeah.
But I got food, and it was so fucking greasy and gross. Like the hash browns just sat in butter.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
nasty.
It's like a fancy Denny's.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's in Elmer's.
Yeah.
I saw that today, actually. I took from 181st over to fucking San Rafael to come here today.
Did you feel like being nostalgic and driving past it?
Every once in a while, I want to go through that.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I drove by King's Garden the other day, and I'm looking like I can't remember which was your apartment, but
It looks exactly the same.
oh yeah, same color.
207.
That's what it was.
207. I'd done an install at the neighbor's house when I was doing cable.
So you worked at Francis Xavier's, and that was when you what was that car that you drove?
Toyota.
Oh, Betsy Toyota Corolla has some fucking clout in this world.
What year was it?
She's 87.
87.
87 stick shift fucking Betsy Toyota Corolla. Actually, driving here, I Marco Polo'd. I think you guys are on that Marco Polo with Callahan, the
Yeah.
Brosums.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is where she died. Because she died on the way to work on fucking in between San Rafael and 181st and like whatever the next street is, 100 and blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. 180, yeah, 181st and whatever. But yeah, I killed that bitch and I left her. And
You went back and there's a bum in there, right?
there was a bum sleeping there. I'd walk to work sometimes. After that, I started walking up and then taking San Rafael before I was like, dude, I could just jump the bus and be there quick. And there's a bum sleeping in there. But the one thing that I regret not getting, if you guys remember, because you've ridden in that bitch. Remember on the top of my ceiling, like everybody that was in there, I was like, dude, just write something. Write whatever you guys want. And it just was covered. And I should have fucking took a knife and cut that fucking shit out and have that now. I wish I had it now. Because it had so much cool shit from high school to the time I was living down there.
So you drove it to work that day, and it died, and you just left it on the street.
It was giving me troubles for years, and I kept just patching it. I'm not a mechanic, dude. I don't know what I'm doing.
But you left it there, and what about like license plate and registration and title and all that shit? You just said fuck it and walked away.
Somebody probably got the license plates off it. Somebody probably put it on a stolen car, and God,
It's probably responsible for a murder now.
Never came back to me.
I remember a friend of yours. He travels a lot to New York. He lives in Austin now.
Uh-huh.
I think this is true. He bought a car for like $200 or whatever, and he was going to New York.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I'm just going to drive it
from
here. Yeah. I'm just going to drive it until it dies, and then I'll hitchhike the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And he got
That's cool.
halfway across the country or whatever, and it died. So he wrote a note, signed the title and everything, and was like, for free, broken down or something like that, and left it on the side of the road. And then he hitchiked the rest of the way.
Where do you break down at?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
No.
If it is, I don't know. He never told me that. Or if he did, I don't remember.
That's a cool
But
story.
did he do that a couple times though? He traveled, like he would hitchhike
Oh.
across country.
Hopefully I'll get him on here one of these days. But he
You should. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I would.
it would be a good one.
I've heard music from him recently. And
You need to bring up the time that he fucking turned the mics off on us when I was singing.
He when we were when he was 18, I was only 7. We were all 17. You were probably 16. He left the Dalles and just hitchhiked to LA or something, and he would just sleep underneath avocado trees.
Yeah.
You know, he's got some stories about that. But when I lived in Phoenix in 2005, he had some shitty green, I don't even know, a Monte Carlo or something. I don't even know what fucking car it was. But he drove it from the Dalles down to Phoenix, and whenever it would catch on fire or steam would start coming out of it, he'd pull over, try to figure out how to fucking make it work again. And yeah, he showed up, 5 days after he left in Phoenix, and dude, he hadn't taken a shower.
That's
He's just fucking so gross, man.
That's my admiration for that lifestyle.
Yeah.
know?
No,
Not
he's
not necessarily the person. I do have admiration for him, for the guy we're talking about.
yeah.
And that's fucking awesome. I mean, I don't say I don't wish my life away or wish anything different than now, but fuck, to have the balls to just know.
Yeah, dude.
Just know. Like, no matter what anybody says, no matter what life fucking throws at you, no matter what tribulations or fucking whatever, just be like, well, this is what I'm fucking doing. Because that's kind of the way, honestly, like singer-songwriters like Bob Dylan or fucking, you know, if you look into their lives, that's kind of like the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I do things the way I want to do it. I mean, I will adapt along the way if I have a kid or if I do this or whatever, or I fucking, whatever happens. But I mean, you don't stop. You just don't stop.
He's a cool dude. He's fearless.
We have one life. We have one life, and we don't know shit about what's happening next.
I do.
I struggle with that all the fucking time.
Doing something
All
like
the
that.
time.
But, you know, having kids and being a parent is just as exciting. Like, it'd be cool to do that kind of stuff. Like I was talking earlier about living in Hawaii on the beach and shit. That was something I wanted to do when I was younger, and it would have been fucking awesome. But now that I'm a dad and I have kids, like, hanging out with them is just as exciting. I mean,
That's the thing that
Yeah.
no one can prepare you for.
Yeah.
And I told you
back in the
1,000
apartment,
times
I
back in the
hated
day.
when you'd fucking do that, dude.
Yeah,
You'll never know until it happens.
Well,
It's
you
like,
don't.
Of
You
course.
don't,
really
dude.
don't.
You that love that you experience for your kid,
it's
it's not
insane.
the same that you feel for your spouse. It's not the same that you feel for your parents. It's not the same that you feel for
Yourself.
anybody.
Dude.
The way you feel about your kids is like complete, unless you're a fucking psycho.
Well, unless you're
Right.
a complete piece of shit and don't give a fuck. I mean, there are people that just, it's not that they're pieces of shit in life, but they're, what's the word? They just don't have any, they're,
Passion.
no, they're just narcissists, or they just completely depend upon themselves. And if things come along their way that can make it look right to do the right thing, then they'll do it, you know?
Right.
But I mean, ultimately, it's ingrained, I guess. I don't know. But it's a survival thing, but it's also like, it's emotional, dude. Like, I could never just pack up. I'll make jokes like, fuck this, I'm out. Do the right thing, I'm fucking splitting.
Figure it out, Shan Man.
Hey, you guys got it. You don't need me. Fucking whatever. That's a load of bullshit.
No, dude, it's evolutionary. I mean, that is why you make this human with another person, and they kind of look like you, and they're cute and they're amazing, and dude, you have to take care of them for at least a year and a half or 2
Right.
years. They would fucking die
Right.
if you weren't there to give them everything they need.
Right.
That's completely different from most of the animal kingdom. Like
Right.
giraffes, they come out, they're walking around in
Right.
10 minutes, you know? They're
Well,
on their own.
Most animals do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But human
It's a survival
babies,
thing.
dude, you have to take care of them
We-
forever, or they're going to die.
We go swimming at this this place in Milwaukee called the Meldrum Bar. Like, it's on the Clackamas meets the Willamette.
No river names.
And we're down there all the time during the summertime. And recently there's this duck, and there's these baby ducks. There's like 5 of them. Because there's fucking ducks all over. It's a nice place to swim, but there's ducks everywhere, and there's fucking feathers, whatever. But this duck comes with these 5 baby ducklings, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm down there drinking and shit with Shannon and his friends and my friends and stuff. So I'm watching, and we're kind of feeding them. And this mama duck is like making this cove around. I mean, there's a shitload of ducks coming in, and she's just like, back the fuck off. But she's getting a piece every once in a while, getting a piece. So I thought that was really cool. We come back the next week. There's 3 baby ducklings with the same mama duck. Obviously, they live down there, but there's 3. And ever since we've come back, it's been like all summer. The 3 have lived, but like Fargher said, there's 2 of them that just fucking didn't make it. But the cool thing is not only, they're not just living off of what we feed them. Like, the mom goes down and eats the algae or whatever, and then you see these little ducks just fucking go down. Maybe I'm the only one paying attention to it. I'm making comments, but I'm like, Jesus, dude. Like, it's not just human nature. It's just life.
Nature.
Yeah.
Life, period.
That's how you survive.
Yeah.
If you can't figure it out, then you're going to die. Yeah. Or if you're not fast enough to run away from the predator, you're going to die.
Right.
But with humans, yeah, it's different. Like, you have to be in love with that kid and take care of them for a very long time. Or think about it. Like,
for your entire life.
If you had a baby in the forest and you just left it, it's not going to...
No. It won't live.
No. It'll takes at least 9 or 10 months before they can walk.
It'll get eaten.
And even at that point, they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
You know?
It's not the Jungle Book. You can't have, like little Mowgli fucking being raised by a panther and a fucking snake.
Exactly. It's crazy. So that connection that you feel with your kid, like I told this guy for years after I had Elliot, annoying. I was like, you will never get it, man. That love I feel for him.
Well, yeah. But, dude, I just moved down here from the Dalles. He came and rescued me.
Right.
Because I was fucking falling. I was failing. And he had Elliot. And I would sleep on the couch. And as soon as everybody get up, then I'd go into the bedroom until his girlfriend at the time moved out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finally got a room. But he would sit there and we'd get in these fucking... In between us recording and writing music and shit, we get in these in-depth conversations, and he'd always be like, "Oh man, you're never gonna know until you have." And I'm just like, "Dude, I'm fucking 22 years old. That's the last thing I'm thinking about is having a fucking kid." You know, I understand I won't know, but shut the fuck up.
No, yeah, I hear you. I still have friends.
And then I ripped his shirt off his back.
No, I still have friends to this day that don't have kids.
I know. I was talking to Veer about that.
I don't push kids it's easy for my kid's 15 and I have one. But, they just are not uncomfortable. I guess kind of uncomfortable, but I'm not going to be like, hey, dude, if you're my friend, you got to fucking hang out with my kid.
Yeah.
But they know but I make sure to let them know that this is my life.
But anybody ever hung out with you since, when was Shannon born?
No, dude.
I'm
telling you, I'm not going to mention names, but I have friends that just don't want anything to do with the kid life or the kid thing.
Right, and I do too.
And they're good people, but it's just...
I do too, but everybody that knows you, who's friends with you, Shannon's been a part of their lives.
To a certain extent, yeah.
You know, anybody that hangs out and shit. We've all been around since he was born.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Dude, I remember when Beatles would come on, he would stand up onto the fucking thing and dance.
Honestly, that was so fucking crazy.
I can.
We almost got kicked. We almost got kicked.
So young.
We almost got kicked out of fucking MCMC when Shannon was born.
You were the first one.
Yeah.
Out of all of us.
And everybody was like, I didn't get ultrasounds to know if it was a boy or a girl, and we had names picked out, and then me and Nicole, I picked Shannon from Shannon Hoon and Bradley from Sublime, and she had Evelyn. I think Evelyn Jane or Evelyn. She's gonna correct me.
That's a cool name.
I can't remember. It was like her great grandma or grandma's name, and I was like, cool. But the coolest fucking thing is like when Shannon when he was born, it was so surreal. It was so surreal. Like not like any drug that I've ever taken in my life.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Pulled him out. Had to natural birth. Had him out. Pulled him out, and I was just like, he had his dick and his balls, and I was just like, oh shit. So we sat there and we absorbed the moment for like 15 minutes, and then cleaned him off, kissed, whatever. We did everything, and then I was like, I got to go tell everybody, because we had like 20 plus people out in the waiting room. And I went out there, and everybody was being loud, and people were like, your friends are being loud. I went out there, and when I said it, I was just like, dude, it's a fucking boy. And it's crazy.
Cool.
It's crazy.
Cool. A friend of ours,
it was fucking awesome.
The one that lived with me on 113th, and the girl came down, and we had to kick her out and whatever. She got knocked up. Mm-hmm. So after I lived at 113th, I moved to an apartment, lived there with Hoover for like 6 months or whatever, and then we split and went back to the Dalles, and I ended up living with this couple in their basement. Mm-hmm. And she's pregnant as fuck. And
how pregnant?
As fuck.
As fuck.
Seriously pregnant. And I remember they're having their baby, and I think I was drunk. was a pretty bad alcoholic back then.
Not at that point. You're
No,
I
I was.
you were.
That's
yeah.
when I really started drinking. Was around that point.
You were beyond the Hornsbys at that point.
Oh yeah, Hornsby's were.
Hornsbys were way behind.
They
you
were
at this point.
4 years prior.
All right.
But I remember going to the hospital when the kid was born and walked into the room, and all the parents and everything are around, and I look at them and I go, "He looks just like me." And the parents, my friends, kind of giggled a little bit because I lived there and I was, we were close. And the parents looked at me like they wanted to fucking slit my throat, coming in there and saying that shit right as the kid was born.
But that's what I would have done the same shit.
I mean, we were all waiting in the, like on Knocked
Yeah.
Up, and all the friends
Yeah,
were waiting,
yeah, yeah.
and that's how it was. And I walked in, and I was like, "He looks just like me," and the parents fucking did not like that joke.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
You didn't say that when my son was born.
I wasn't there. You probably didn't even tell me
You were
pregnant.
there.
I was.
Yeah.
Where was he born?
Portland? There's a picture. You don't remember being there?
Nope. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I was wearing that blue striped fucking shirt.
You felt weird because I was a little kid and I had a baby.
We had so many plans. Actually, we were supposed to go to Seattle and become grunge rockers.
We were babies having babies, man.
I was 26.
That's the time you're supposed to have them, but it's
Well,
not the time
I mean,
you choose to have them.
If you think about
No.
it, is
How
that
old
is
are
that
you?
really when you're supposed to have them?
Yeah, between like 19 and 25. Sure.
See, because I've talked to friends. I'm not going to mention names, but I've talked to friends that said that they wish they would have waited like 5, 6, maybe even 7 years.
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
The only thing,
But check it out. Back in the day,
if they could have planned it.
going back 500, 1,000, 5,000 years, your body is prime between 17, 18, 19, and 30.
True.
That's when it's supposed to happen.
True.
My grandma, she had
To today's standards.
to today's standards. My grandma, she had my uncle when she was 15.
Jesus.
Can you imagine having a
My
kid
sister
at
had a
15?
kid when she was 16.
Yeah.
Damn.
It sounds crazy because you're supposed to be in high school and learning a bunch of stuff, but if you don't worry about learning or being in school or getting an education, like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to procreate to continue the human race, and that age, that's when it's supposed to happen.
I got a question for both of you because you guys have multiple kids. I have one single kid, and kind of by choice. I mean, honestly, if we have to, like, it's not like I prevented it by any. I mean,
if it wasn't for that taser on your balls that night, it never would have happened.
Right. I mean, we use birth control, and actually Shannon was a birth control kid, but I tasered my balls. I think it beat the fucking odds. Yep. But like we used birth control up into the point where it's like we're the birth control that we like what science was saying could be like negative to Nicole. Like it could take revert because the older you get, the birth control method that we're using because she was a smoker, it could be negative for her. Then I got fucking fixed. I got snipped. Now, I did that. We talked about it. I mean, once you get that done, the doctor, you go through a process. They talk to you and they fucking, is this really what you want to do? Anyways, did you guys really want multiple kids? Or would you have been okay with one kid?
It's hard to say now, having multiple kids.
I love kids. I'd have more.
Really?
I got snipped too, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm the only one at the table that's a real man.
That's so false, dude. And I bet you fucking believe that too.
Nope.
Look at his shirt.
Look at his shirt.
Look at this shit.
I know so many dudes that actually really believe that.
No, I don't believe that. Like,
trust me.
But
it's just a little bit clear. It looks like Purell fucking. It's clear when you come. Fucking no. It feels the same. That was my questions were that with the doctor. I was just like, I had direct questions. I said, I want to have this done. However, is my sexual experience going to be the same? He's like, it's not that blah, 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 blah.
That's a concern.
I said, is my shit going to look the same? Is my performance going to be different? And is my hormones or my action or my sex drive going to be different? Yeah. I asked all that shit, and they're like, no, no, no. And I've had minimal side effects from
It's
it.
possible. It happens
It
to
does.
some people.
It does.
10% or whatever.
But back to what you were
My
saying.
dad got his nuts
You
cut.
wanted
He
more
got
kids.
elephantitis.
No, what I was gonna say is like,
His balls swole like a fucking softball,
His
dude.
balls
He was
swole.
bedridden
I've
for
had,
like a
I've had
week.
pain in my balls from shit, but I'll talk about that.
kids are awesome. I love my 3 kids are my best friends, and I
Yeah.
love them more than anything. And
Taught you a lot.
I would totally have more. I can't right now, and maybe I'll meet somebody someday, and I'll get it reversed.
Oh, you can get it reversed?
You can get it reversed. It's not.
It's not 100%.
It's not
but
highly
reversed.
successful, but it's possible. But yeah, I would totally have more kids. I fucking love kids. Some people really like pets. Some people really like kids. Some people really like jet skis, whatever. I'm not as big on pets, but I love kids. I would totally have more
Yeah,
kids.
dude,
If I met the right girl, I would totally have more kids.
I'm a good uncle.
You are,
think.
dude. Ava calls you Uncle Pando now.
I think I'm a good uncle.
Whenever she talks about you, she's like, "Oh, are you gonna go see Uncle Pando tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, I want to go. And I'm like, "You can't go."
I'm a good uncle. I'm really good with kids.
I want you to be my uncle.
I
I want you
want
to
to
be my
be your
daddy.
uncle.
You're a cocksucker. We've been best friends for 20 years.
Where'd that come from?
Jesus.
Yeah,
we
dude,
have-
that's serious.
We have. Well,
Let's talk
because
about uncles and kids. We
I'm
can talk about cocksuckers in a
getting
minute.
to the kids. Me and you grew up together, and I always wanted to have my best friend and my kids be best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids are a fucking month apart. They'd be going to the same school if I didn't live in fucking Washougal.
Get out of Washougal.
But my kid don't even know your kid. There's pictures of them together when they were babies, and then 1 or 2 years old, and then since then,
Let me
nothing.
intervene and say this. Life throws different
Shut
life.
up, Pando. You're out of this conversation.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to mention names. I just know like life situations and life things. Different. Fuck. Never mind.
I just wanted it to be, the movie Grown Ups. That's how I want it to be with all of us friends. Like, we're all best friends, and that doesn't change. But whenever we hang out, our kids don't hang out. Your kids, 15, could babysit all of our kids.
It could be though. I mean,
But like my daughter and your daughter are the same age, and they could be fucking besties.
It
And they
goes.
don't even
It
know
goes the
each
way
other.
it goes. I mean, I honestly don't hang out with that many people when I'm with my kids.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I understand.
I'm very selfish with their time.
But
Like, when
that's
I'm
just
with
how-
them,
that's
I just
how
want to hang out with them.
That's just how I imagined
so that's why
growing up before I had kids. That's how I wanted it to be. Is like,
Well, that's why I wanted to hear Maxwell's his fucking interpretation is being a parent. So
see,
give him a second.
well, growing up with my dad, being a single dad, and he always had people over. He always had friends coming over, and they were close friends that he grew up with. And then they, as going for all of us, you start losing your friends. They start doing their own things. But he always had a tight knit group, and we were friends with the kids.
I think
those
we do.
parents.
I think we do too. Have a very tight knit.
We do, but the kids, for some of us, like you, our kids aren't as close as, say, Shannon is with the girls or whatever, and that it bothers me that our kids aren't friends. Okay,
Do you
I'm
want
saying it right now, live on the internet.
to arm wrestle?
No, look at your guns.
All right, hold on. Okay, now let him fucking say about
Sorry, I went off on that little thing.
the kid. Like the kids, you're saying you're very close with your kids. They're like your best friends.
Well, yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like, I love you guys. I love my parents. I love my siblings. No one compares to my kids.
Absolutely
You know
not.
what I mean? Like, that's it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if anyone else can ever. And I'm divorced now, and like, we'll eventually find someone else. But like,
He's available, women. He's available.
that's the disappointing thing about potentially meeting someone else, is for them to know they will never be equal to my kids. You know what I mean?
See, you put that pressure on yourself.
I'm just saying that's a thing.
I think.
Like, if I met someone else who had kids, I would not expect them
No.
to treat me better than they treated their
See-
kids.
see,
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what he's talking about because I have like I have so many friends that have that exact thing. They have this like what do you call it, platonic friends with, they have different parents, I know a couple that we know that has kind of honestly almost drawn a line like this way or whatever.
Yeah.
But my kid is extremely like really great friends with their kid and is just like, I don't give a fuck what we think or how we are. This is how it's going to be, you know? But at the same time, fuck, dude, it's like, I don't know. I guess it comes to putting a lot aside. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't raise Shannon by myself, and I couldn't raise him without Nicole. I'd be lost with that shit, you know? And I don't know at a certain point, like what if she leaves me tomorrow or if she left me years ago or if we split or one of us died. I think about that shit a lot. I really do. I think about that shit a lot though. I'm like, how would I fucking do the things that she does? How would she do the things that I do? Yeah. How would we do that to make it work?
It happens. It's like becoming a parent. You just have to do it. Well, you know, if she would have left you and you would have been a single dad, you would have had to have done it. You would have learned to do it, just like you learn to become a parent. Well, nobody's ready. Nobody's ready to be a parent.
That's the benefit of having two people to raise a kid, is that you're not going to be able to do everything that the two people can do together. Right. So like if you left for some reason, they're going to miss out on something. If they left for some reason, they're going to miss out on something. Right. You can never do all the stuff you're supposed to do. So they're going to miss out on something somehow. But I mean, that's all.
But as raising them as, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this, but raising them in separate environments. Mm-hmm. Do you guys come together on a lot of things, or is that?
Well, I don't think anybody ever really wants that to happen. Like no one gets married or has kids, and they're like, I can't wait till we get divorced. Right. You know what I mean? Like everything is roses and sunshine and butterflies. Everything's fucking awesome at the beginning, mm-hmm. But everybody, I mean, I know you guys have problems in your relationship.
Fuck yeah.
Everyone we know has problems in their relationship. No one has a perfect relationship. It's always a struggle. And then you just reach the point where you decide whether or not it's too much and you can't do it anymore. True. But yeah, then you have to figure out how to be friends with somebody after the fact. And
well, here's the fact. We're all great dads. We have great fucking kids, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. So we did something right. Our babies' mamas are pretty fucking cool too.
We have kids that are better humans than we were.
Fuck, dude, my kid.
My kids are awesome.
Shannon, if you really listen to this shit, you are a fucking better person than I am at your age. So let's talk about something else real quick.
Yeah, let's change subjects.
Did you want to talk about Vegas?
Oh God, I love Vegas.
Oh fuck, I wasn't there. I can't fucking talk about it.
Yeah, you haven't went the 5 times we went.
I gotta go split again, take a piss. You guys talk about Vegas.
I gotta take a piss too.
This guy bought me a Vegas ticket. I would never have went if it wasn't for him.
Exactly.
Let's take a 5-minute break. You have piss.
You go ahead and go. I'll talk to him about Vegas when we come back. Yeah, I mean we're at 2 hours, so we're about done anyway.
All right. I'll wait.
We'll wrap it up with Vegas.
All right.
Okay? Because
I'm making a beer. You want a beer? Anybody?
Get me a White Claw.
White Claw.
I'm White Clawing it up tonight. I drank too much last night.
Pendleton. So eventually I'll get Shane or Bane on here.
Oh God, that guy's.
So
dude.
that trip that we took, that was 2010, right? Because you were about to get married, and that was your bachelor trip, and you hated flying and refused to do it. And
you're my best. So everybody, he was the best man at my wedding. He wasn't just at my wedding. He's the best man at my wedding.
Let's clear that up. My angle was you were afraid to fly, and I wanted to take you somewhere cool because I didn't want to just go to a strip club in Gresham or whatever. We needed to go somewhere, and so I had this idea to go to Vegas, and I said I will pay for your ticket if you will go, and it was like $200 ticket. It wasn't that much money, whatever.
It's like $90 now.
I did not think that you would do it because I've bet you to do shit 1,000 times in our lives.
Shave my head for $50 or whatever.
I would bet you $200 right now to shave your beard and you wouldn't do it.
I'll do it.
No, you won't.
You got $200. We'll
No,
do it right
you
now
won't.
on the internet.
When's the last time that shit was clean shaven?
Oh, he just fucking said
10 years ago. You will not
No.
fucking do it.
It's been a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
The closest it's been was my wedding day, and it was just stubble.
Okay, how much for you to shave your face clean?
Right now,
Right now, how much?
$200.
$200. Let's do it.
$200.
We'll do it right now on camera. God, I look like an idiot.
See, he's gonna back out. Pando knows. Okay, so I said that
$200.
Pando would do anything for $1.
$200.
He's like me. So I buy that ticket for you, and we go. It was me, you, Jimmy, Huva, my brother, our friend out in
Gresham.
and no, out in Boring, and your brother, Shane Bain.
And a friend in Gresham. He went the day before we went.
Okay. So yeah, we go down there, and I wasn't planning on telling a story, but I guess now we are.
Do you remember Hoover spilling this drink on himself and having to go into the bathroom and change
On the
flight?
On the
He was a
flight?
big boy getting into the bathroom.
No.
That was a cool flight, man. They fucking took care of us. We were in the very back of the plane. They mentioned over the intercoms that it was my bachelor party, and then they gave us drink tickets
because somebody mentioned it, yeah.
when you guys did.
Yeah, but I wasn't about to spend $60 on the airplane to get drunk, and those guys were all about it.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just Jimmy, especially. He was he had money to spend. He didn't care.
Going to Vegas with that many people, it's fun, but it's difficult because everybody, you stand in the group. What are we doing? What do you guys want to do? Where do you guys want to go? What do you guys want to do? And when you're just with a couple people, it's like, hey, let's go do this.
Well, yeah, and you get a bunch of dudes together, and nobody can make up their mind. No one
Right.
cares. They're like, I don't care. Let's go here. I don't care. Let's go here.
And I brought $200 with me, and I was broke within a day and a
Yeah,
half, dude. It
so
sucked.
that's what happened. We
Jimmy
get down
paid
there.
for me. I would have starved if it wasn't for Jimmy.
We get down there, and there's 7 of us, and we go out the first night, and somebody rented like one of those. It was
Party bus?
a limo. It was like an SUV limo,
Yeah. And we went to the
like
strip
a
club,
like
right?
a Suburban.
Was that the first night?
I think that was the first night.
No. We were
go-
only there 2
We were
3 nights.
there 2 or 3.
2 nights. 2 nights.
But
that's
we
it.
go there that first night, and one of our friends disappears in the back with some strippers, and who knows how much money he brought. Okay,
It was
but
gone.
He
Enough.
he comes out later. He's broke.
Smiling.
Okay, it was the first night. We hadn't even been there 6 hours. Okay, so
Well, that's what you go to Vegas for, right?
all his money's gone, and the next day we wake up and we're hanging out. He can't afford to buy food. So you had to buy him food, right? Didn't you buy him food?
No, because I was broke. Jimmy bought my food.
Okay, well you ran out of
That's why I
money.
didn't go.
This other guy ran
Dude,
out of money.
It was horrible.
I
think-
got conked, but I didn't want to go.
I think
because of
Shane
this.
Bain ran out of money. There were a bunch of people that didn't have any money, and
Yeah.
somebody else was taking care of it for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, it was bad.
But then there was this great moment.
Oh,
that
you
I
had a
remember.
good time.
Oh, it was fun, dude. We rented limos and party buses and went to strip clubs.
I've heard
and-
some
was
good
great.
stories about
It was
this
great.
shit.
But
Yeah,
this
pictures
one
of it.
night we went out, and my brother, he was big balling at the time. He had like $500 or whatever. And when we were like 22, $500 was a lot of money.
We're at the
Yeah.
Paris.
I don't remember what hotel it was, but we went in there, and he,
$100 on black.
like he's fucking Bezos or something. He chucks a chip out there on black on roulette, spin it, $100 gone down the drain.
No,
Like,
he
put
won
100
like
on
3
it?
seconds.
He won like 3 times, and then he lost it all.
I don't remember it happening that
He
way.
won once or twice, at least once. So he dropped $100, and he won a couple times, and then he lost it all. So he lost like $300.
He has a good mentality whenever he goes to Vegas, because I went with him once when we were really young, and he had to pay for my stuff.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
Jesus. There it goes.
I want to be part of the story.
Can you
And,
seriously bleep that out?
I'll have to bleep it out. It was waist up anyway.
I'm a grower,
Put
not
a
a
smiley,
shower.
put a smiley face.
And so he paid for everything on my trip that time, but his mentality is that he goes there with $500 or $600 or $700 or
To lose
$1,000. He doesn't care if he leaves with
Right.
nothing
Right.
because he
Right.
went there on a vacation.
On the last night, though, right?
He doesn't care. If he loses it all on the first night, he's like, whatever. I brought $1,000.
Well,
I knew I
that's
was going to lose it.
That's a spending money for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has that.
Dude, I've been 5 times, and the last time I went was February of 19. And as soon as we got to the hotel, I put up $20 because my dad always said, when you're gonna gamble, put $20 in, bet max. If you lose, walk away, wait 20 minutes or whatever, and do it again. And that's how you're gonna win. And I did it because I always just throw $5 in, and I'll do like 20 credits, and I never win shit. I've lost hundreds of dollars in Vegas. The first time I went with, after you, I went with my brother-in-law, and I probably spent $600. That was including food and everything, but I lost $600.
That's with the machines, though.
But
right?
yeah, I don't play cards.
Why not?
They have a cool game. It's an electronic game, and it's blackjack, but it's a big one. So you play with a bunch of people, but you're still playing electronically. Anyways, I put $20 in, bet, in my first spin I won $150. Most I've ever won in Vegas, dude. And I've been 5 fucking times.
You won $600 in the Dalles, didn't you?
I won 300, and then I won 300 again back to back. Wow, my girlfriend at the time was in Vegas with her parents for her 21st birthday, and she didn't win shit. And I went to the Dalles to hang out.
You spent it all on shots later that night.
I won 10,000 on a fucking scratch ticket.
Yeah,
no
he
big
did. He
deal.
called me when
Yeah,
he did it. At a fucking
yeah, I
little mini
remember
bar
that.
on 82nd.
I was on the fucking phone with this guy while I did it.
So
That's for my fucking podcast.
So Vegas, back to the bachelor party.
My balls are big, dude. Fucking saggy. My dick is fucking small.
I remember going to we got a limo and went down to Fremont, and it was boring. There was nobody going on, nothing going on down there. And one of the guys that was with us,
What was it?
Tried to-
Saturday?
I don't know, tried to throw a cigarette out and it flew back and it burned a big old hole in the limo. Every single time I went back since, though, Fremont is where to go, dude. It is a massive fucking party. It's crazy down
It's
there.
Old Town Vegas.
But
When we went, it was bare knuckles. There was nothing going on.
dude, I just got a ad on my Facebook. Fucking 4 nights on the weekend at the Lexor or something
Luxor.
like. Well, what's the big fucking
Luxor.
Luxor. The
Pyramid.
pyramid.
$179 for 2 people. Flight, room, and then they give you $200 a piece for credit for the fucking.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's a good deal, dude.
$179
That's a really
bucks.
good deal.
The cheapest
know.
I went was less than 200, and I think it was Circus. No, it was LVH. At that time, it was LVH, Las
Probably the
Vegas
reason
Hotel.
I'm not going.
You don't want to stay that far down, dude.
I say that the first time I went.
It's so far off the
not
strip.
first time, but I liked it, dude. It was. Have you ever been to there? Dude, the Venture Dome is crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
but dude,
you
it's
guys
like
are
a mile away.
You guys are segueing from your fucking bachelor party.
We're talking about Vegas, bro.
I know. I want to go. I'm so jelly.
Yeah, I've stayed at Excalibur twice.
Not just my tits.
Excalibur twice. LVH, which is fucked up. It's where now it's called the Westgate, but it's right off the strip.
You got to go to Excalibur.
How many times have you been to
$40 a
Vegas?
night.
Fucking dude,
Probably
Excalibur stinks.
6 or 7 or
Really?
8. I don't know. A lot.
Business or pleasure, though?
I've been there twice for work. The other
Really?
times.
Do they put you up in
I
good
got
places?
married in Vegas, man.
Yeah, fuck you.
It was the best wedding ever.
And I wasn't there.
$500,
I wasn't even-
$600.
I wasn't even invited.
There were
Babe.
5 people at my wedding. 2 of them were me and my wife.
Babe, look at my naked ass. We're going to fucking Vegas like next month.
Let's go.
Do it.
I will go with you. I am down. I am due for a Vegas trip. Maxwell,
You've
down?
asked me like
Round
5
trip to
times
Vegas
go.
is like $80 right now.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
And then it's $60, $65 if you stay at a hotel.
But I don't know if you can go to the casinos and gamble or anything.
you can.
Yeah, you
just
can.
gotta wear a mask.
You gotta wear a mask.
Oh yeah,
We should go.
Nevada's pretty fucking lenient on I think everything right now.
I want to go. I want to do a road trip to Reno. I've never been to Reno.
Fuck Reno, dude. Reno is
How big is Reno?
The biggest little city in the world.
I know you hear that. but
50,000, 100,000.
Really? So it's like as big as
200,000.
Bend?
It's
Yeah, probably.
it's like a very, very shitty version of Vegas.
Yeah.
You might as well just go to Vegas.
Dude, Vegas is a shit.
It costs less to go to Vegas than it does to go to
It
Reno.
does. It does.
See, I
in
never
love
gone, but
with
when
Vegas, dude.
I go, I want to go with like my peeps, dude. I want to go with people.
We've been trying to get you to go for like 10
know.
years.
Well, the thing is like with me and Vera, and she's super cool about it. She lets me do whatever I want. She doesn't want to go to Vegas. She hates it.
But
she went with me one time, and she claimed she hated it, but she had a good time while we were there.
Fucking beer's been, and I haven't been.
But
That's it. I'm putting my pants on. Keep talking. Excuse me.
She's super cool with me doing pretty much whatever I want to do. You know, as long as I'm fucking, I don't spend a bunch of money, and if I do, then she gets to spend the same amount shopping or whatever.
Let's end on this, because like he said, we're pushing two hours, so we're gonna end. Let's talk about this for 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
and then we'll be done. How do you feel about COVID-19?
COVID-19.
Every
Every time someone says COVID-19, I think of that fucking video you sent me of that pastor.
It's
that guy's
awesome.
a freak, dude.
And
That guy freaks me out.
Just
fucking those.
All right, 3 minutes. Here you go, Fargher. We'll each do 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3, go.
It scares the shit out of me, and it's even more scary that it's fucking causing as much problem as it is between everybody. You know, wear your mask. It's simple. Doctors and nurses, they wear it all day long, every single day, never get it taken off. If a grocery store asks you to fucking put a mask on and go shopping for 10 minutes, put it on. And when you fucking pull this, oh, it's my constitutional right. Yeah, when you're outside, when you're in somebody's business, it's not your constitutional right. It's their right to say fuck off. You don't get to come into my store if you're not, you know, no shoot, no shirt, no service.
I was gonna say that. Yep.
Same fucking thing.
Same thing.
Exact same thing.
If you want to tell somebody they have to wear a pink polo inside your store,
you gotta wear a pink fucking polo.
you got to wear a pink polo.
I've been kicked off a golf course for not having a fucking pink polo on.
No, that's how it. I can make up the fucking rules. If I own a business,
yeah, I'm
And
sick.
I
I'm
want-
sick of these fucking people being like, "Oh, I don't have to because of this, that, and the other. I have a medical condition." Well, 99% of the stores nowadays have the means. If you can't go and shop, you can shop online, park in the parking lot. They bring it out to you. You don't have to go inside anymore because of this shit. So this whole medical bullshit. And if you watch anything about, you know, the professionals that make money doing this, they're telling you that it's not bad to wear a mask.
3 minutes out.
Doctors do it every day.
the craziest thing to me is how ingrained it is in our psyche now. I'll be driving on the freeway going to work, and people are wearing masks.
In their cars.
In their cars. I'll go to the grocery store, and people are wearing masks. Everybody wears a mask. It is this... In our lifetime, I don't think we've ever experienced something that affected every human at the same time.
In the world.
This is unprecedented in our lifetime. And the fact that it has become normal is so weird to me. Sometimes, like, I'll just, like, I have a cloth thing that I just wear around my neck, and then I pop it up, you know, when I go somewhere. Like, so that's cool. My mom gave it to me, and I'm super stoked that I can just wear it all the time and pop it up when I need to. But, like, sometimes I'll go to the grocery store, and I'll forget what it was like before this happened.
Yep.
It's so normal now. You're like, this is weird. 6 months ago, this would have been fucking crazy.
I pulled my mask off in the mall. Because in the mall, I've been taking the girls. Hold on. I've been taking the girls to the mall just to do something, and they're so dead. Lloyd Center has like 6 doors open. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I go right when they open, so there's nobody there. And as you're walking in the mall, I'll just take my mask off and walk around. But when I go into a store or something, I'll put it back on. Or if somebody's coming by me, I'll put it on just to make them feel good.
Yeah.
But I seriously had a thought. I was like, this is so strange not to have my mask on. Or I was in Walmart the other day and I pulled it off to itch my face, and I walked down an aisle and I was like, this is weird not to have this on right now.
Yeah.
And I put it back on, but yeah, it's strange.
It's very strange, and it's become normal, but it's strange. And sometimes I'll just be walking around in the store and I'll see mask. And I'm like, this is a goddamn M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's regular life.
Yeah.
And when you've experienced something for X amount of time, you get used to it. And we've been doing it since basically March
14th.
14th? Okay. Since March 14th. So it's been April, May, June, July. All right, it's been 5 months. Okay. It's become normal. And I purposely go back and look at photos or videos of my kids, like vacations we've been on or whatever, before that time. And I try to transport my mind to that time and be like, we had no idea what this was. This is This is like you found out you had AIDS, or you found out you had $1 billion. Like, it changed your life.
Right.
But for everyone, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, diseased, you live on an island, it affected everyone. And there's nothing that could have prepared the human population for what happened.
Right.
I remember.
It's so crazy.
I remember the reason I asked the question is because I remember it was distinguished in my mind. My band had a show at Misdemeanor Meadows in Southeast, and everybody was kind of actually before that. I went to Tool. Tool they're on tour, and it was a Wednesday show or a Thursday. It was a Thursday show, and the stipulations were just being put on America
That night.
March
I remember
12th.
that night.
Yep. They closed
So they
everything
start,
down.
and we were like, "Oh shit, is this show gonna happen?" And some people that I work with were like, "Dude, is it gonna happen?" And I was like, "I'm fucking going." So we went, and I walked around the show, and I watched some people that at the. What are you doing?
He's telling a story.
Don't fucking do that. I'm gonna start sneezing
telling
or
a story.
something. I walked around. And I started looking at people that had their mask on, and I thought, "What the fuck are they doing?"
There were masks at the Tool concert.
At the Tool show,
Wow.
there was people wearing the black mask. They already had those really cool masks, and like, not even the cloth ones that everybody was wearing, but they had the really cool, like the black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody was walking by, and I was just like, okay.
It's a fashion statement now.
I was just like, I wasn't
is.
trying to. I was into what I was doing. I was there for Tool, dude. Tool is fucking. I mean, if you guys are at Tool, just like I am, you're there for the fucking show. So I was like, whatever. So I watched the show, and my mind's blown. Everything's good. And then the next day, my band played at Misdemeanor Meadows, and the band that was supposed to open didn't show up because they didn't know if the stipulation meant that we couldn't play. So we waited around. My band played second. So there was the first band, and then we played, and this last band played. We're fucking sitting there. Finally, we're like, fuck, dude, we're going to play. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Or like, so we set up, and we started playing. And then the first band started showing up, and they're like, oh, what the hell? We're the show's going on. And like, they kind of started slowing us down. And they're like, well, we don't know if we're supposed to stop the show. I'm like, keep it going. So we played, and then the last band played until like midnight or 1 o'clock. And that was the last time I've been to a bar that was open that late. And everybody was having a fucking good time.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck. It was a benefit show for the band that we played for. It was his mom's cancer benefit. So they did like giveaways, and I gave shirts and whatever. And like, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And then whatever, we partied all night. We went home, stayed up all night. And then the next day it was like
Boom, hit in the face.
I woke up at like, I don't know, we stayed up partying all night. So it was like 10 or 11. And then we turned on the news, and it was just like everything shut down.
Yeah.
Everything changed. Everything shut. And at that point, it was no phase one. It was like, no, you're fucking staying home. Mm-hmm. And if you're not essential worker, you're shut down. And then at that point, dude, like, I went to work, and I was training the guy, and I was telling him, like, I remember feeling all weird. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to stand close to you. I don't know if I'm supposed to whatever. Like at that point, I was like, and then I was over in St. John's, St. John's in Columbia, and the whole place was a fucking. It was Monday, and it was a ghost town, dude. Nobody out, nobody doing shit, and I was just like, it's almost like an atomic bomb hit.
Yeah.
And then like I was out there working, and then I was just like, am I supposed to be out here? Like I didn't even know. And then we had to print this paper to put in our vehicles to say that we were essential workers to work.
Yeah.
But like at that moment, I realized one thing: our rights can be taken away. The rights that we take for granted every day as Americans, or this fucking sheet that we have put over us, doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit.
Well, that at the beginning, I think most people were very scared, and they were not sure how far-reaching it would be. You know, how many people it would consume. You know, but as time went on, we realized maybe this isn't as dramatic as we thought it was going to be, and now.
So it was a test.
There's so many people who don't have jobs, and
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to say getting a virus and living, or getting a virus and dying is good or bad. Like, it's awful. Like, nobody should die from some sort of crazy fucking pandemic. But
No.
when you shut down the entire country for something that you're not quite sure what it is, or over time you figure out it is a certain thing, like, more people are going to suffer from losing their job and having mental breakdowns from not being able to support their family. Like, there are so many people right now. I mean, I'm getting all these emails right now about my kids going back to school.
So am I. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about that.
Me and my ex are very fortunate because she works from home, so she can be there when they have to do distance learning. But there's so many parents, both the mother and the father have to go to work. Who's going to stay home with the kids to take care of them while they have to, like, you can't take them to daycare. Somebody has to stay home with them so they can learn all the stuff they're supposed to learn. Like, everything is so fucked.
So my theory of it all is this is a test. Testing. You know how you drive around and you hear. This is a testing of the emergency This is just a test of the emergency broadcasting system. Blah blah. If this was actually a real event, blah 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 blah. This is a test. This is to test us to what we can take and what we can give back. I don't think that it's like grab arms and start shooting or saying fuck you to anything that is against what you believe or against what is in front of you. However, I think it's time to start really evaluating who the fuck you are and knowing where you stand and where you are in life. Okay? Because, dude, if we don't fucking root ourselves and we let, like, the powers within tell us that we are going to get sick, you're going to be sick, you're going to be sick, I'm going to be sick, whatever's going to be sick. It's like this. I know I'm drunk, but let me say one more thing.
First time ever.
Bill Gates made Microsoft,
Mm-hmm.
and the computers control everything, and the internet controls everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was a virus. He sold an antivirus for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for that program, you had to buy the antivirus. Now there's the virus within the people, and he's part of the control of the antivirus.
The vaccine.
So are you going to buy into the vaccine for that?
I think they're going to make it mandate. They're going to make you say you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really crazy because I don't
Absolutely.
know I don't know the truth. I believe that
You're not going to be able to go to the stores. You're not
I
gonna be able
believe that the conspiracy theories have some sort of validation within them. I also believe that like you should just do the thing you should do for the greater good. But if somehow, and I think this is totally possible, if somehow this was created by humans to control humans,
Which it is.
it could totally be.
I totally think it is.
Then whatever the solution is something that we don't actually want.
No, not necessarily.
And this may be wrong. I'm not a very smart person, but I think that you should make your body available to the things that could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they kill you, they kill you. That is evolution.
You're fucking right on, Maxwell.
That is how we have lived for
build
millions of years.
Build the antibodies. Don't fucking protect yourself from something that may not. You build antibodies.
That is why smallpox killed 100 million people over 5,000 years. Okay, that motherfucker, smallpox and malaria, are the two greatest killers that the human race has ever seen. Okay, It killed millions of people. I'm sure a lot of those people, or all of them, were wonderful human beings that shouldn't have died. But because their immune systems were not capable of dealing with smallpox or malaria, they fucking died. You and me are alive now.
Yep.
And we take vaccines to prevent smallpox and malaria. You know what's crazy? I was talking about this the other day to somebody. You remember when we were kids, you got chickenpox.
Yeah.
They brought everybody together.
You were in first grade and fucking Ricky got chickenpox, and then you're like,
Bring him over.
Everybody's getting chickenpox.
Yep. I said that from the fucking day one. I said that March 14th after my band played. I said, what? So now we all have it. Why don't you bring everybody together and fucking get it all at once?
You get it once, you're done with it. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah,
with
but they
Corona.
don't know. They don't know if you.
I'm not
I'm
not saying that. But what I'm saying is, the human race has survived as long as it has because there are people who get things and survive. And I'm not saying it's okay for millions of people to die from coronavirus or COVID-19. Everybody wants to save everybody, and I totally get that. I don't want my grandma to get it and die because she's 81 years old, okay? I don't think that should happen. But that has fucking killed people for millions of years. That is why we are who we are now. And the longer we find vaccines for things and figure out ways to eradicate diseases, the more susceptible our systems become to other things that can kill us.
So will you allow yourself or your kids to get the vaccine right when it's released? When they fucking find some sort of vaccine?
I personally don't think, and I could be totally wrong, I personally don't think it is that big of a deal for someone who does not have a shitty immune system.
So will you allow them to get it?
I have to talk to my ex about that.
But your personal opinion. I'm good.
My personal opinion is I would not have them get the vaccine.
Me neither. How about you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm back and forth. I understand what you guys are saying, and I totally agree with what you're saying.
At first, I wanted it so bad.
But it's the go back to the greater good for all. Like, if I needed to get a vaccine that could possibly save my mom if she comes over and I have it, but I don't know I have it.
Right.
That's the thing, in my opinion, is that
we don't know. We don't know.
No one knows. No one fucking knows.
We could have it, and none of us could fucking show signs.
I might have had it 3 or 4 times. Who fucking knows?
I think you had it.
I think I had.
I think I had it back
honestly,
in January.
Back in November, October, I was fucking sick
You
as
were
shit.
sick as fuck.
I had a
like,
respiratory, dude. I went to the doctor like 5 times.
Yeah.
And they just didn't know what was going on. And I just kept fucking okay. And I went to work and I kept doing my shit. But none of my family got it. Nothing happened. So maybe I was the one that was susceptible to it. But at this time, still to this day, I'll give my antibodies. I will to science. Like if they like, I'll fucking take my antibodies and say, dude, if I had it, I fucking sure as shit want to fucking be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
For sure.
I just don't know if I want to take the first fucking round and be fucking mad.
I'm that same way.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Like,
Or give it to my kid, and he's the one that fucking, and I have to watch it.
no one wants to admit it, but people have to die. That, I mean, between predators or disease or famine or whatever, like that is how we have got to where we are right now. It's loud as fuck.
Jesus. This
Motorcycle.
Are good.
That guy's gonna die real soon.
Yeah, but why are we chosen not to?
We are chosen not to because our ancestors have good immune systems, who have beaten smallpox and beaten malaria and figured out how to run faster than a fucking leopard, okay? That's why we're alive right now. All the people who were slower than a cheetah or ate a berry and shit their ass out for 4 days, like those guys are dead. We are the can't think of the word. We're the summation of those people who survived.
Or we're in a simulated fucking simulated world.
No, we're not diving down that one.
No, I can, dude.
I ain't diving down that,
Dude.
fucking.
I won't. But
Fargher,
I mean,
stop talking about Vegas.
no, but
Jesus.
seriously, like a simulated world where things
Are we
controlled.
gonna end this podcast
No.
on depression?
Sorry,
and
we
death?
shouldn't.
We're almost at 3 hours now. Cheers.
Cheers,
Love
fuckers.
You,
Love you too.
fuckers.
We're done.